Hey, what's up, boxing fans? This is Jay Street for Jay Street Sports, man. We coming back, um, to resume and to finish what we started on last night, going over the weekend. We also got some news also that came out today. We're going to discuss that about Demetrius Andrade and him skipping out on his mandatory to move up to 168 to fight Zach Parker. At least he said he wants to see if he can do that. So it's not even set in stone. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about, we didn't get a chance to talk about Omar Figueroa pretty much retiring from boxing this weekend after he quit on the stool against Sergey Lipinets. So we're going to talk about that as well. We're gonna, discuss. I'm sure we're gonna get back into Anthony Joshua a little bit and what happened in his fight. I look forward to talking about that. If you guys want to come and join in, I'm gonna put the link in the chat here, so you can definitely come on in. Some of y'all already sent a link, so you could just come on in anytime that you feel like it. But yeah, man, so we got a lot of things to jump into today. I'm sure we're going to have a fun show. I've been looking forward to it all day. We're going to also talk about Navarrete, and is he going to finally accept a challenge from a real fighter and maybe fight Shakur Stevenson, someone he was in negotiation with, but pulled out of it to take this fight with Baez. So we're gonna see is he ready? Is he ready to take the 130 pound? You move up to 130. He's a big guy anyway. If I'm not mistaken, he might be taller than Shakur and Valdez, some of those guys that's up there at 30. So it's definitely time. And we're going to discuss that because, as boxing fans, we deserve big fights. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm tired of showcase fights. I'm tired of guys getting a chance to go in there and fight a guy that everyone knows they're going to beat. D-Hive, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm well. Yourself?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Just talking, giving a little, what we're gonna talk about tonight. Also saying that we want to definitely talk about Navarrete because it's time for him to take that challenge, move up to 130 and challenge himself. And I was just saying that I'm tired of seeing guys taking all these showcase fights. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna definitely get into that. You wasn't on last night. So we got a chance to talk about Anthony Joshua. And before anybody else get in here, man, what was your take on that? So we can get your point of view.
Well, it went exactly how I thought it was gonna go. I didn't really pick Anthony Joshua to win the first fight. I didn't pick him to win this one, even though I wanted him to win this one, but I didn't pick him to win because I didn't have any real faith in him. I haven't had faith in him against A plus opponents since the Ruiz situation. He doesn't trust his chin anymore, and frankly speaking, he doesn't understand how to fight aggressively ever since the Ruiz fight. I mean, don't get me wrong. Once he gets you hurt, he can put some punches together. But with Usyk, when it was time to kick it into another gear, he just didn't have that other gear. And he and what was interesting about the choice for me for Robert Garcia is that Robert Garcia typically trains either pressure fighters or just raw punchers. And the struggle in the style he usually struggles against is pure boxers. So the fact that he would
Mm-hmm.
even go to Robert Garcia to try to take on Usyk is strange to me. I thought he would have done better personally with people keep talking about Derek James, and let me just tell you right now, AJ doesn't have the speed or the IQ to handle the Derek James system. So he would have done better with Eric Morales and tried to, try to do what Jaime Munguia does and just throw lots of punches everywhere, impress you, and see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I kind of felt like he would go with someone that would be, more savage type, more aggressive type training. That's what Anthony Joshua needs. He definitely his coordination and like you said, the boxing IQ is definitely not on the level to do any type of boxing at all.
Right. And like there were moments where he should have been able to capitalize, but again, just the small little boxing things that he can't wrap his head around. Like, for example, Lomachenko, he knows how to force a knockdown. Well, like in Artur Beterbiev, like the Soviet style, they know how to force knockdowns. They'll, pivot to the side, cuff you behind the head after a shot or while they're hitting you, so you can fall over. Like Lomachenko did to Nakatani to get him on the ground. Like Beterbiev does to get people on the ground. I'm not saying the knockdowns aren't justified. I'm saying they know how to force them. Anthony Joshua was in a position to force a knockdown, especially in the ninth, and he just couldn't do it. He couldn't move his feet together. He couldn't move laterally. He couldn't put the punches together. And the little bit of juice he had, he used it all up, not doing anything. And he might have won that round, if anything. But that was it. He didn't do himself any favors.
And also, how you doing tonight, Cozy?
I'm good, my man. How you?
All right.
What up, D-Hive?
Hey, Cozy.
Yeah, Cozy, I was letting D-Hive talk about Anthony Joshua since he wasn't on last night, so he was giving his point of view. Also, had Anthony Joshua got that knockdown that you're talking about, we could be looking at a draw and not a loss.
Oh yeah, they would have robbed that.
And let me say this: I feel like the judges were looking for a reason to rob Usyk. So sometimes you got to look at, and I know a lot of people don't like old school fighters, but you have to look at when you're overmatched, things that you can do to make yourself seem like a winner. Like in the last 30 seconds of every round, flurrying. So the last thing a judge see is you landing shots or you throwing. You got to do, boxing got a lot of nuances, you know what I'm saying, to it. It's a lot of different things you can do to make yourself better, to make yourself, seem like you're winning the fight, or seem like you're in control.
Right.
And Anthony Joshua, to be honest, isn't capable of that. He isn't capable. Give me your what you felt about the meltdown, D-Hive.
No.
Seemed like you was having fun with that, so I want you to.
I understand why he's melting down, but it was just funny to me because this would have made more sense after the first fight. His meltdown, he's acting like we didn't just see this happen. Like, bro, we saw this happen in the first fight. Why are you even remotely shocked? You didn't really make any improvements. All your improvements were on the pads. And when you were in the ring where you could implement those improvements, you let off the gas because you didn't have what it takes. And then at the end of it, all he did was admit some real stuff. He said, I'm 14 stone and I'm fat and I can't cut the ring off. Like, okay, well, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that really? That's you. You decided to gain weight. You decided to be, the giant, sexiest man alive contestant. That's on you. You could have tried to, maybe shrink down, or you could have maybe tried to use your weight to bully him like you started to do in the first 3 rounds, but you didn't because you with all due respect, he doesn't seem to have the cardio. He relies on power bailouts and people being, stiff and upright. And Usyk is a small target. And
hey, what's up, Ronnie? Right now, Ronnie, we was letting D-Hive give his breakdown on the fight since he wasn't with us last night. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, I mean, he just coming to the realization that his rise to the top had more to do with marketing than it did his actual skill level. But a lot of stuff is starting to make sense. And I already knew about the Wilder situation because the moment I saw him eat that straight right from Klitschko, I was like, oh hell no, you ain't getting ready to fight no damn Wilder.
Hey, Nika, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm good, and you?
Welcome back from Cancun. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Cancun, all those places. Yeah. Hey, we were just letting D-Hive, and I'm gonna let you give your breakdown on the fight with Anthony Joshua since y'all weren't on last night. So what did you see? And then I'm gonna let you shoot on the meltdown
On the
afterwards.
meltdown afterwards.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Well, I already knew that I didn't feel like Joshua had that he was gonna win this rematch. I just thought he was gonna give it a better go. So I feel like he did better this fight, but he
Go
just
ahead.
I don't know, he's just, to me, he's just big for nothing. He doesn't have a chin. I wish that his fighting was as big as his size, but it's not. And as far as the meltdown afterwards, we're human. Like, this is what people do when they're upset, like, I feel like people are reading too much into it. Like, everybody's always trying to diagnose people with mental disease, and it's just like, damn, people can't have like a real natural reaction to something when they're upset without you getting thrown to the wolves for mental disease or whatever else they think you have. So
Right.
every time that happens, we always get the mental therapist online coming out trying to diagnose people or whatever. But I feel like that was just his like, at the moment, he was upset that he lost, and that was just his honest reaction. It happens. We've done worse.
I mean,
in our private time. His thing was just like, on
and
display.
Also, not to cut you off, Nika, let's not forget Zab Judah put his fist in Jay Nady's neck and also threw a chair at him. So we done seen people have meltdowns.
Yeah, meltdowns are real things, and they're human beings. Mm-hmm. Like, this, it's a natural human reaction to be upset when you're mad about something that you worked hard for months. Like, it's normal. But what do I
also, I want y'all to go back and look at this fighter named Frank Fletcher. He was from Philadelphia in the 70s. His mama used to come in the ring and beat people with a pocketbook when he get beat. So man. So we look, it's some crazy. I mean, it's some people that go crazy. Hey, look, Terrence Crawford is another guy lost in the amateurs, and his people, got at some folks before. Ray Robinson told that story from Philadelphia. So we, it's very common for these meltdowns in the ring after.
Look at this guy's uncle, the Darrell brothers' uncle. Went to the corner and
and that was after a win.
Oh, after a win, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Like, things happen. I don't think you should crucify people all the time.
Yeah, he hit Uzi Teki, and let me tell you something. He hit him with a mean right hand.
Yes, he did. He damn sure did.
Jesus.
It was a combo. He did it.
He hit him with a left and a right. Yeah, he got convicted for that one.
Well, and he needed to. He needed to, though. He needed to. Yeah.
Definitely. Hey, look, guys, we're gonna jump right in because we got a lot to talk about, man. Navarrete fight, Omar Figueroa. I want to start on Omar Figueroa. I'm gonna give everybody their chance. I'll start. So Omar Figueroa had a lot to say about Adrian Broner and why he fell out. But looking at the fight, I think we see why he wanted Adrian Broner, because he needed somebody in the ring that wasn't going to throw any punches. If you can spell shot fighter, it's going to spell Omar Figueroa. You know what I'm saying? Now, he is done as a fighter. He's a ring injury waiting to happen. D-Hive started us off with Omar Figueroa, man.
Yeah, Omar has had, and that's what made the Adrian Broner situation so funny, because Omar has had his issues with alcohol and making weight, recently too. So I was like, okay, so what are you talking about? But even after he got stopped, when I heard him cussing in the corner, I was like, yeah, I'd be mad at AB too after I got this done to me. This was supposed to be. I'm not saying AB was supposed to be sweet, but it was supposed to be something where I can get to a decision, and win or lose, I was going to get a good paycheck and not really be hurt to where I could fight again. That is not how that works. Lipinets is, you can call him limited and small or whatever, but he'll throw them things. And that's what happened. And, I picked Lipinets to win by decision. I didn't think that, Omar would get himself stopped like that. But, yeah, he didn't really make any improvements. He hasn't really altered his game plan much. They talked about in the promo how he worked on defense, and that was a lie. So yeah, he did the same goofy mess he did with Abel Ramos, and he got smoked. So that is what it is. I'm glad he's sitting down and retiring, and hopefully he can pass on the limited knowledge he has to his brother, or do something else productive. I don't know.
Hey, Cozy, shoot on Omar, man. What you think?
Yeah, man. Kind of just to piggyback off what D Hop said. For me specifically, I just think it just shows boxing is not a sport for the veterans and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to get out before you start getting real hurt. You feel me? And Omar was in there, and it was clear that he was trying to do things that his body was just not responding to, and that just happens sometimes with the wear and tear that happens in the sport, like years and years and years of it. So maybe he thought going into that he was mentally prepared for Adrian Broner, so he was like, I could push my body through this because Adrian really hasn't been looking the same. But Sergey, like you said, he came out there and he was like, nah, I'm gonna show this old man he old, and he really just beat on him. You know what I'm saying? So for me, for Omar, I'm glad he was able to get out with all his faculties, it seems like. He had his excuses and stuff like that, but that happens, man, when you older and you trying to convince yourself that things are what they used to be when they're not. So, like, I'm not even really mad at him at that. But, yeah, it's time to retire, man. That's really all I got to say. And for Sergey, maybe he gets another chance at a belt or something like that.
I think he's a mandatory now. WBC.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he'll line it up. I don't know if he'll win, but I'm just saying with that performance, people are going to want to see him again, right?
Hey, quick note. Josh Taylor, I think, still holds the WBC title. That's a guy that, through the rumors, can't come back to America as well in regards to that DK situation.
I thought it was vacant. I thought Jose Zepeda and Regis were fighting over the
Oh, yeah,
WBC.
that's right. So he could fight the Jose Zepeda and Regis winner. I was thinking that he still had that, but you're right. He got the IBF and the WBO, right? So he's fighting Cottrell again. Ronnie, what you think of Omar Figueroa, man?
Man, he went in there. He got smoked this weekend. That was the saddest thing I watched all weekend.
Yeah.
Which was so crazy because they were trying to sell you so much about, hey, his defense has improved so much. Man, it was the same old guy, man. He's just a limited guy. He ain't had nothing going into that fight, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked like he was really prepared for Broner, and I could see, like you said, why he was going for Broner. But Lipness wasn't having no part of that. He said, "You're an old guy, and I'm gonna sit you down like an old guy, retire you like the old warhorse you are." So that's pretty much what happened. I don't really have too much to say about that because I expected, kind of what I saw. But yeah, I ain't never really cared for Omar anyway. So,
what you think, Nika?
So at first, when Omar came out.
Oh, and one more side note: Lipinets is older than Figueroa. But go ahead, guys.
At first, when I saw his rants online, I was saying to myself, like, damn, why is he so mad? Because he still has a fight, and
Right.
he's still getting a paycheck. So
Exactly.
I can't understand why he's so upset, Could be a little bit upset, but I was like, damn, he's still getting a paycheck. Broner is out, he's not getting the money. Like you nothing really changed for you besides your opponent. So then when the fight happened, I said, oh, jinkies, this is why he was so upset. He got somebody else that he wasn't really looking forward to fighting. And so now it makes sense on why he was cussing and doing the most in his rants. So
Meltdown.
Yeah, that was semi of a meltdown. But at first I thought he had good reason. And then I was like, nah, he can't be that mad because he's still getting a paycheck. Like, why are you so mad? Then the fight happened, and I'm just like, wow. I wish they would have had live commentary from Broner. That would have made
Oh yeah, that would have made it even better. Yeah. Adrian Broner better be. You know what I'm saying? That probably would have been like the fight of the weekend because I think Adrian Broner. I've said this to people. He's on that level of Figueroa. Like he's asking someone to beat him up. And actually, I said I would love to see Gary Russell and Broner fight. I think that would be a real Gary Antoine.
Yeah,
Russell
so
and
yeah, you gotta
Adrian Broner.
gotta be specific which one.
Yeah, I do.
They all have the same
I
name.
do. Maybe Broner want to fight the other Gary Russell, but yeah, that may be more competitive. But
Well, a little birdie told me that the reason why he did get out of this fight is because he was like 20 pounds overweight.
well, I saw a
But
picture
I'm
of
not
him.
gonna
He
put
had
my
a big
sources.
stomach. I mean, his stomach looked like he had a little watermelon in it when I saw him, and that was like while he was training for Figueroa. But Cozy said something earlier in D Hive about Figueroa and beer. Same thing could be said with AB and beer.
Mm-hmm.
Beer gives you what they call it, a beer belly.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
he was because he's been training for this fight for about 6 months, and we want to add all the time
Mhm.
up. And he was
Right.
at that Spence fight, drunk
Drunk.
as fuck, couldn't
Yeah.
even stand up. So I mean, I'm not really sure how hard he went with the training if he was getting drunk at that time too. So it's like
Right.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I know that's all part of mental because he definitely has something going on. And he's sometimes be crying out for help, and all the drinking and the weight gain that comes with depression and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew that AB had something going on when he was in the stall.
in the bathroom stall.
Yeah, the
like,
bathroom stall, wiping his dupe
and I'm
with
like,
some $100 bills. I'm like, now this is a real fool right here.
yeah.
Something wrong. That's what I was thinking. Like something wrong, man. But
then I'm like, who the people that take these pictures? I have to question them too.
yeah, why would
Because-
you be in the stall with a man while he cleaning his butt?
Yeah.
Or he,
The clout getting to
that's-
people's heads, man. I'm telling you, bro, that's not even worth it.
man, people crazy,
That's not
man.
even real clout, really. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
that's- yeah.
That's what you know about.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's super weird, man. But look, Nika, we got to talk about something that's dear to your heart as well. Hey, look, we got two Dominican boxing champions. The first ever at 140 pounds. And we also got Garcia at 130, which is the fourth. I think the last the last real good Dominican fighter was Joan Guzman, who is also a top-notch trainer. He helped train Jamel Charlo before Jamel gets to Derek James. And the man he was a flashy, jab. And I seen Charlo using some of his moves in the fight with Castaño. So I'm gonna let you go first about that. How did you feel about watching two Dominican world champions come about? And we ain't talking about a shortstop and a first baseman. We talking about boxers. How did you feel?
I know because we do take over baseball.
Yeah, they play baseball now. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I'm not gonna lie. I did miss those fights on the PBC card. So
Okay, no, that's
I'm
cool.
not even gonna try to fake the phone.
Just how you feel about having two Dominican champions happen in one night.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Because we don't have that many great Dominican fighters out there. So as you say, like our thing is really baseball. So I'm happy about it. I would love to. Who's definitely happy about it?
Oh yeah,
the Broadway Joe.
Broadway
he
Joe
does an excellent job of pushing Dominican fighters, and he was in the gym, amping them up and cheering them up.
He went hard.
Yeah.
He was a great
that was
cheerleader.
nice to see, yeah, because he does a really good job of highlighting Dominican boxers because there's a lot of fighters that we wouldn't even know were Dominican fighters in the business right now if it wasn't for him. So I think that's a good avenue that he's trying to push, and especially since day one, so it's like it looks even better. So
yeah,
he was in their corner. So.
Yeah, although I thought he lost the fight, but it was close enough that he got a decision. Nobody gonna yell robbery. You know what I'm saying? Right. Ronnie, what you think, man, of those fights? Because the Pulio was a real competitive fight. What you think of it? I'll go to you, Cozy. Cozy, what did you think of those fights, man?
I I didn't see all of it, but I seen the Puello fight a little bit, and he was in a war, man.
Yeah,
Him
hold
and
on.
the other dude.
Pronounce that
man,
again, because I'm calling him Pulio.
It's
It's
Puello.
Puello.
What is two?
Playo.
What is
Okay, all right, man.
Two
Sorry,
L's. It's a Y.
Playo.
You feel
Look,
me?
that's the North Carolina coming in me, man. Go ahead.
Nah, yeah, you all good, man. Yo, charge it to your head,
All
not
right.
your heart. But yeah, like I seen some of it, and he was in a war. Like I said, they was throwing bombs in there. Him and the other
Mhm.
dude. And he real tough, man. Nice southpaw. He's got a good diversity of punches. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing uppercuts. He was throwing overhand lefts. He was throwing right hooks. He was going to the body
Mhm.
well. So
Right. He got
he
good
looks like he's gonna
size
be
too.
yeah, good size for the weight class. He looks like he's gonna be competitive. You know, this 140 class that's coming up seems like this got a lot of real dogs in it. You feel me? So I guess you could just add him to the list. You know what I mean? Again, I didn't see the other. I don't know who the other guy was, but congratulations to him too. You know, but yeah, Puello looks like he's the goods. He look like he got skills. So it'll be interesting to watch him going forward.
Yeah, man. I agree. So, Ronnie, are you back with us?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Tell me what you think about the Dominican Republic getting 2 world champions in one night, man. And like I said tonight, we're not talking about Omar Vizquel and Alex Rodriguez. We're talking about
Well,
what did you think about the fights, man?
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I did not watch the PBC card. I only
Okay.
watched the top. I watched the top rate card, so I can't really
That's
give an
cool.
out.
We're gonna talk about that. Well,
Yeah.
how do you feel about Dominican Republic getting fights? And the reason I bring them up is me and D Hive had conversations about this. They treat Dominican fighters probably as bad or worse than they do black fighters because
Yeah.
although the Dominican fighters are Latino like the Puerto Rican fighters, they push Puerto Rican fighters, but the Dominican fighters, they say, oh, no one's going to come see them fight. Oh, no one. I remember, and Nika might remember this guy, Darlin Jimenez, out of New York. He was the number one amateur fighter in New York and in the country. He beat Paulie Malignaggi, Zab Judah. He beat a lot of those guys during that time. But when he signed with Top Rank, they didn't push him. They put him right in the same category they put Bud Crawford and all those guys in. Bud Crawford, had to not secretly, but he got lucky and came through in that fight on HBO where he was supposed to have been on the off TV card, end up coming to the main card, and he became a star. So they don't push Dominican fighters like that at all. That's why I'm bringing that up tonight, because they don't really push them. Now you can go ahead.
Oh yeah. I always feel like I agree with you when it comes to the Dominican fighters. They don't ever give them the shine that they deserve. Congratulations to them. I definitely look to see what they do in the future, but I don't really know too much about those two guys.
Oh, that's cool. Garcia looked like a future opponent for Tank Davis, to be honest with you, or Frank Martin, because I see him moving up to 35. He's a good fighter because he beat up Chris Colbert, and a lot of people thought that was like a flash. You know what I'm saying? But he showed.
So that's the one who fought Chris Colbert?
Yes,
And
that's the one that
on
beat
short
up Chris
notice.
Colbert.
On short notice.
Yeah, on short notice.
Copy.
Beat him up. He beat a Mexican fighter. What ain't Chris Colbert, a Mexican, right, D-Hive? So
that's what he told us.
Sure, man.
That's what he
Right,
told
man.
us. So that's what we're going by.
hey, D-Hive, tell me what you thought about that, man, because that was a real significant night for Dominican fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like historic. That was a historic night. What did you think, man?
Well, I thought it was cool because I personally certified Puello after he beat up Owens, and I knew that once he got the number one spot for the WBA that Josh Taylor was going to duck that, because I was like, Puello going to tear Josh Taylor out the frame. He's a southpaw. He has respectable power. It's not one punch power, but he's solid and he can take a lot of punishment. So I was cool. I'm not going to give my real opinion about the Akhmedov situation, but I picked Poyo to win, and that's what happened. So that's all we really need to discuss.
Right, I feel you on that.
Yeah, we really
I
don't
don't want
to
to take away from his night.
Yeah,
it was close though. Yeah,
yeah, and yeah.
One thing I will say. Oh, good.
I was just gonna say I picked Garcia to beat Roger Gutierrez. I mean, he got the titles from Rene Alvarado, and that wasn't really nothing. So I didn't expect him to win that one either because he's not that good. But Afro Latino fighters, usually they're very durable. They have a decent enough amount of skill to give every style an issue. But the thing is, like, they're very difficult to knock out or slow down. Like, they'll keep coming at you, like fighters like Oscar Negrete and Robson Conceição and other ones like just even the ones from Colombia, etc. Like they're very durable. So so I would understand why promoters may be like, let's not go in that direction as far as them. But it is cool to see them come up, and I picked both of them to win, and they won. So it's gonna be some good stuff from both of them moving forward.
And let me add this part. It's almost like promoters look at Dominican fighters as they ain't quite black and they ain't quite Latino. Let's just put them in this category. You get what I'm saying?
It's the same like reason.
They treat them like Cuban fighters.
Like Cuban fighters. Cuban and Dominican fighters are like brothers.
It's like Top Rank didn't try to promote Subra Matias much when he was over there.
Absolutely. Listen, man, shout out to Al Heyman. Because I heard D-Hive say that this man has never gave an interview, which he did in 1990. On BET in 1990, Essence something. Okay.
Source Award.
Yeah, so we talking 30-some years. The man never but one thing he does do is he gives Cuban fighters, Dominican fighters, Colombian fighters, he give them opportunities. He give them opportunities on TV. He give them opportunities to get paid, and black Puerto Rican fighters. He give them opportunities, and it's not he just give them a chance. Those guys came in there, made six figures on Saturday night, and he gonna give them an opportunity to fight again. It ain't none of that stuff that Bob Arum, and I like Bob Arum because, I give him, crap, but he can promote. But I don't like the fact that he always say, well, this guy can't sell or that guy can't sell. Man, have you ever watched baseball? Because the biggest star in baseball right now, until he popped dirty for PEDs last week, is a Dominican fighter. Dominican baseball player. Black Dominican, right?
He amazing too.
Nah, it's Aaron Judge, but that's a different
conversation. Well, Aaron Judge is a black guy, but I'm saying outside of Aaron Judge, everybody talks about the kid from San Diego.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Tatis Jr.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and he's a Dominican. So Dominicans, David Ortiz, he was a mega star, right?
Yeah,
Me and David Ortiz, the same.
Baseball is like when Dominicans are born, the baseball comes right behind you.
I agree. So the only reason I bring that up is they can cross over too. Man. Felix Trinidad was a black Puerto Rican. He crossed over. You got to promote a guy. Matias.
You know what it is too?
Huh?
Let me tell you what it is too, though.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You have to think about it. A lot of the promoters who are like really established in the game, who have power, are all older, so they kind of just rely on tradition. And if we go through boxing history, we were just talking about this a second ago, right? Like, this is the first time I think two Dominican fighters are champions at the same time or something like that. So there's not a deep history with it. So they don't have anything to rely or like go back on to think like, oh, this is what I could do to promote them. Like a Puerto Rican Day Parade, for instance, in New York. They don't know. There's a Dominican Day Parade, I think in like August in New York. But they don't, promote off that or nothing like that. And they just assume, like, I guess that they're not really as prevalent in the country, but they really are, you know what I'm saying? And those fan bases intertwined too. So it's kind of like you would think it would be easy. But again, you think about it. Bob Arum, what does he do? with Shakur. Oh, I find out he's Puerto Rican. Let me try to throw like he's half Puerto Rican. Let me try to
Yeah.
throw him on the Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
just do real lazy promotion. You feel what I'm saying? So since it's not a quick go-to, they're just like, oh well, I don't know what to do with them. And I don't think it's going to change until you see younger people come into promotion and get some real power. You know what I'm saying? Then you're going to start seeing some innovation, but they still have the stronghold, right? So it's going to be more the same, unfortunately. Hopefully not, but that's just my
Okay.
opinion.
Can I touch on that?
Go ahead.
Wait, sorry. I don't know if you see Junebug in the backstage.
Yeah, I can't see him. I was trying. I thought I was sending him a message, but it was someone else. Junebug, 4 must be the limit up here. 5. Because I don't see you because I would let you right in. So I didn't know, brother. If someone goes off, you definitely come right on back in. I could, if you stay on, you'll see him go off, or if not, I can always DM you and let you know. All right. Yeah, go ahead, touch on it.
Yeah, well, a lot of the problem is that a lot of these promoters, like they're no longer. We don't have any real promoters anymore. Like I think Don King was the last real promoter that we've ever had, because Don King he'll be one of the ones that he'll go to the radio stations and he'll start.
Oh, that's a fact.
Handing out flyers or talking to the DJs.
He was working to get most of that check. That's why.
Oh yeah, he gonna steal too.
He was stealing.
Ain't no doubt about it. He gonna steal too. Yes, sir. Oh, he gonna take it.
He said, "Let's run up that bag for sure."
Listen,
Yeah.
I was trying to stick on the positive note.
No, he scammed my man Tyson. Not for him. He scammed my man.
I'm with you on that,
And
Nike.
he owes somebody money right now. What's the
Yeah.
guy's name?
Yeah, he beat the boys. Yeah.
Daniel
Who's the
Dubois
guy?
is still missing
Daniel
some bread.
Dubois.
Yeah.
He owed a man money in 2020.
But see,
Yeah, but it's like, yo, if you're gonna still do work with Don King now, like, what you expect,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
Like,
You got
Yeah, I
Didn't he
2022,
smoke
man.
somebody over like $600?
no, he stomped him out. Yeah, he stomped him out. Yeah. Hey, but I gave a story one time that William Guthrie, a boxer, light heavyweight that won a world title, had an issue with Don, and him and some thugs went and got their money. But it's a shame and tragedy you got to act like that just to get money from a guy. That's street stuff.
Yeah.
Daniel
Yes, it-
Dubois better call Anthony Joshua, man. You know what I'm saying?
Junebug said he was
Joshua
taking
gonna
it
get
in. Don was taking it in the daytime. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He don't care what time of day it is.
That's why he
don't
was
care.
out there hitting the pavement promoting because he was
Yeah.
that was most of
He
his
was
money.
out there promoting. I mean, like that show he put on last month, like he stuck in the '90s with that equipment he had.
Oh yeah, man.
What kind of production you
Don
got?
Don ain't no promoter no more, man. And he about what? Him and Aaron the same age. It's crazy.
He's
The way
still
those
stealing money,
guys
though.
are,
He's
I
still
think they're
stealing
gonna
money.
die within 2 weeks of each other. Like literally. Like
hope
those
not,
guys
boy.
are like stuck together. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not dying before you, sir. Yeah, that's how that is. But
Yeah.
anyway,
But yeah, let me go to another subject. And we'll do this real, y'all can take your time on it or whatever. Navarrete. Well, first before that,
oh yeah,
I saw a tweet today. Okay. It came from Nico Walsh.
I retweeted that tweet. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes,
I said
I
I
saw that.
retweeted it.
That's
and
why
said,
I'm bringing
this
it up.
This
You
is
mean the
how
guy
they
who was,
have Berlanger feeling.
And
you
listen,
mean the guy who was switched that birth? That guy?
yeah, yeah, Ali grandson. So he said that he done knocked all his opponents out.
Oh my
What y'all
Lord.
think? I'm gonna let y'all go on that one.
I retweeted that tweet and I said this is the way they have Berlanger feeling because they're putting you with people that you're supposed to be beating.
Absolutely.
So he's starting to feel himself, and now when they start putting people in there like they did Berlanger, he's gonna have the same results. They're gonna be struggling in there. So I may be wrong, but he's definitely feeling himself the way Berlanger was when he had all those knockouts at the beginning of his career, where Top Rank was, paving a way for him. So you need to slow down, buddy. Wait till you start beating real names in there. Then you can start talking your shit.
I honestly think if they didn't, there was this one, I forgot his name, but there was that one black dude he fought like a fight ago. I honestly believe that if they didn't stop that dude, he might have came back and did some damage, to be quite honest, because they stopped him in like the second, and he was getting some good shots off in the first. So I feel like if they hadn't stopped that, but I mean, I honestly think that not only Top Rank, but he himself knows what his limits are, so they're trying to maximize his potential and guide him in a way to where maybe just maybe if Triple G comes off the straps, they can get some sort of vacant title deal with somebody. But I think both the firm and him, they know what he is and they're moving him as such. And also, I mean, I don't mean to be that person, but like I understand Ali's daughter, the one that's not Layla, married some guy. Didn't he have kids prior okay, so it's not just me. All right,
no.
Hey,
Oh,
look, before we dig into DNA,
That's Rashida's
let me ask this.
Well, no, he can't help who he's related to. So
Yeah.
they're just gonna push it.
Yeah,
He
but
can't
what I
help.
was
He
gonna-
can't
yeah.
help.
What I was
he's
gonna
not
say
a part of the
was-
family. He's not a part of the family.
I mean, he's married
Ali
in, and that's
have-
cool.
Has anyone heard Layla Ali say anything in the chat or has anyone heard Layla Ali say one word?
Well, she didn't say anything, but she posted a picture of her son, and she was basically like, "Yeah, this is what Ali would look like," and I was like, "Yeah, we feel you." Well, yeah,
Hey, and let me say this. Now that boy gonna have good genes. His father is Curtis Conway. Curtis Conway was an NFL wide receiver with the Chicago Bears. He could play. And Layla Ali. So that's good genes right there.
and Ali,
You know
that's
what
an
I'm saying?
actual heavyweight. That's what I'm talking about. Not no middleweight. I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Him
Yeah,
and
I
Michelle
don't.
Rivera. Him and Michelle Rivera will switch that birth. I'm convinced. You cannot convince me otherwise. That is not Ali's grandson.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, man. Like I say, I'm waiting to hear Layla come out and make a statement of any type about this kid. I mean, anything. She hasn't
You don't like
endorsed
Flavor
nothing.
Flav? You don't like Flavor Flav's hand in that?
Nah, Flav. Look, man. Flav was my man when Fight the Power was out there, and 911 is a joke. But that was 30-some years ago. Hey, and when he was on Flavor of Love, I thought that was one of the greatest shows I ever seen in my life. But you talking about some TV? I mean, that was good TV, man. It was just great TV. It wasn't nothing ain't nobody gonna win an award about it, but it was just great, man. It was a great train wreck.
Yes, a train wreck it was.
Reality TV at its finest right there.
Yes,
That's
sir.
for sure.
Yes, sir. But no, man. I'm not so. The guy need to stop talking. Now he can talk about Ali and his grandson. But listen, bro, Top Rank matchmakers are awesome. They got this guy believing.
They got him feeling himself.
Yeah.
They got him feeling
I
himself.
know.
Yeah, he's feeling
I'm like, ooh,
himself.
that's the way they have Berlega feeling it. Woo.
Balenga, yeah.
they
Balenga
were-
think,
if they
he
were
a rock
smart-
star or something.
If they were
Yeah.
smart, they would just sacrifice Ali's grandson to Janabek while Janabek looking hard right now.
Oh yeah, we about to definitely touch on that. Demetrius Boo Boo Andre.
Oh,
Boo,
no.
boo, boo.
Man,
No.
Boo Boo look like Boo Boo right now. I mean, listen, has any fighter in recent time ever did more damage to themselves than Boo Boo? I mean, let's be honest. Boo Boo, the first problem that I had with Boo Boo was many years ago, the week of the fight, he backed out of the Jamel Charlo fight.
I knew you was gonna bring that up.
Yep.
The week of the fight,
Facts.
he didn't cite mental illness. He didn't cite injury. You know what I'm saying? He just fell out in the fight.
Well, he said it was because of the money.
I thought it was.
Yeah, what ended up doing was he tried to backdoor his own promoters, during the fight. That's what happened. And to be honest, I don't think that Boo Boo had any intentions on fighting that fight. I'm just being honest. I didn't. You know how to lead up to a fight, guys do interviews. They show videos or pictures or something from training camp. It was nothing. That was during the time with Rock Nation and all that. I don't think he had any intentions on doing that fight. And he's just downward spiral. And to be honest, he ain't the same fighter he was 4 or 5 years ago, too. That's the other problem. And that's probably a bigger problem than anything else. What do y'all think?
I'm not gonna say anything because I know I'm the resident Andre defender. I don't, okay, fine. Okay, maybe I was wrong. All right, I'll admit it. Maybe just maybe he's not interested in that level. However, I will say that Zach Parker at 168 is a good fight, and the only chance I have to redeem myself is that Andre needs to go to 168, smoke this dude, and stay there and get the Benavidez fight. And if he is still chasing Canelo, then God help him, because Canelo already said he's not doing that. So I don't have much else to say on the matter. I'm just gonna grieve.
D-Hive sound very disappointed, guys. Go ahead, Cozy.
Yeah, man. We all tired of this nigga, man. I'll just be honest with you, man. Like, Boo Boo, he just, like, after a while, you know what I'm saying? Like, when people show you who they all believe them, I think Maya Angelou said that, something like that. You know what I mean? And really, it's like, all right, bro, you really want to fight Canelo this bad? There's other paydays out there, bro. Go fight, on the PBC. Go fight Benavidez, Charlo. You'll get paid some good money. You're over there in England. I don't even remember who he signed to when he was a free agent just recently, but it was somebody I don't think I ever. Salida, like, what are you trying to do? I just don't understand. It's either bad advice or he just might be slow. Either way, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So, like, shout out to Boo Boo. You know what I'm saying? I hope he does good in his career. I got nothing against him. But as far as being a fan and, like, following his career and all that.
Hold on, Cozy.
See you later, man.
Cozy, hold on. Hold on, Cozy. You said you ain't got nothing against the guy, but you then told the guy he can't get right. Now, what is it?
No. Hold on. Let me correct
you. Said he might be slow.
I said he might be. I'm saying I don't know. He might be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going on his actions. You know what I'm saying? But
he might have CTE.
I will.
He's unpredictable, like Antonio Brown, or like,
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
A head case.
I will say that when he was in that space laying out all the problems that Eddie Hearn was giving him, I was like, okay, good. This is the Demetrius Andrade I want to see. Now he's about to leave. And then he said something along the lines of, you know what, I'm going to just continue where I'm at and see. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, bro, you convinced us all that you were finally going to just be like, you know what, Eddie, I'm out. I'm going to where I'm wanted or where the fights are. And then he was like, yeah, I'm going to just stay the course and stay where I'm at. I was like, what? Oh, no, don't do that, because what you going to do? And isn't he a free agent right now? Because Eddie Hearn said he's not renewing his contract.
He signed with Demetrius Salida. So I think Nika, you can go next and tell me, what do you think about Boo Boo Andre maybe being on Clarissa Shields' undercard?
I'm over him. I'm just be honest. He doesn't give any of his fans a leg to stand on at this point. Yeah. It's like, what next? Like, I feel like his fans be fighting for it more than he does, or like what he needs to be doing in his career. Even though the fans don't always know best, but they always try to defend him in all the choices he made. But then when you start just doing all this other stuff, it's like you're not leaving your fans nothing to stand on. It's like, you know what? All right, it is what it is. I don't know why he's so hell bent on like fighting just one Canelo. Like, there's so many other fighters that you could fight and make money on. Like, you gotta let it go.
Big fights too.
It's obsession at this point. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm over it.
Yeah. What do you think, Ronnie?
Yeah, he just want to be the cool kid on the block. It seems like it's what he wants to be. You know, he want to rock the high top fade. You know, in 2022, he want to pull out the Coogee jacket with the jean shorts on and rock that in the summertime. He's that type of dude, man.
Put the cross colors on him.
Yeah, he want to. Yeah, exactly.
You niggas ain't seen this shit before. Like it's like get the fuck out of here, man.
Like I'll
Right.
show you. Yeah. Like, come on, man. What the hell is wrong with this dude, man? But you know what?
Yeah.
I always knew this. He always ran that way. The way he just sucked after Canelo. The way he just always chasing after Canelo. He's acting like he's Shannon Briggs, just following him around everywhere. I mean, he's just like he's pathetic to me. But I mean, I don't know why he's so hell bent on not signing where the competition is. Like, you had the chance to go to the PBC, you didn't go. You had the chance to go to the Top Rank, you didn't go. You didn't say anything to Chris Eubank Jr. while you was on the stage with him. All of a sudden, now you're not there, and now you want to call him out. Like, it's just he's just ass backwards the way he does things. And I'm not going to defend him. I don't like him. Fuck him.
Hey, there you go. And listen,
I think his fan base is dwindling down.
yeah,
Like,
man.
The little he had already.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know it's
I'm
crazy
still gonna
too,
be a
though.
fan. I'm just gonna be quieter about it.
You know it's crazy too, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like if you seen Devin Haney, his move from Matchroom to ESPN, you see Shakur, all these people, and you look at the numbers. They're doing good numbers on TV. Like Boo Boo could have did great numbers on Top Rank just fighting Janabek, but instead, for whatever reason, he want to, like you said, he want to be different. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so man, yeah, like
Is it really
everybody
him?
else said,
You
we
think he
tired.
really wants to be different, or because I feel like everybody's doing the same thing. Want to fight Canelo? It's not really being different.
And I feel he's stupid.
This is a horrible businessman. This is what my
Let me add this part about Boo Boo. The man about to turn 35 years old. So you doing all this and fighting, ain't fought this year. And I mean, if he wanted to be different, what he would have did was he would have vacated that title, moved up to 68, and said, I'm fighting Caleb Plant, Darrell. I'm going to fight, or hey, forget 68. I'm going up to 75. I'm going to fight Better Beef. I'm going to fight someone. So he wants to fight nobody. As much as he talk about how he's an old school fighter and he wanted Canelo, to me, Boo Boo is starting to look like a guy that won't showcase fights in every fight. He just won't showcase fights. It looked like he only want to fight European white guys. That's what it looked like. I'm just going off of what it looks like. He don't want to fight no Mexican fighter. He
Only
don't
Canelo.
want to fight no black fighter. He just talking.
Only Canelo, right?
He wants to fight
What it look like?
He wants to fight
Gee,
Canelo.
he got like a man crush on him too. It's
Look,
crazy.
Canelo
Some black
look
fighters, though.
European. See, that's the thing. Canelo looks so European. He think he want to fight him. He don't want to fight him. He want to fight. He want to fight Zach Parker. He want to fight Liam something.
Liam and Callum.
Liam and Callum. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Them are the
Or
dudes
what
that
was
are
it?
at 168 though. Them are the dudes. Like who else is up there?
No, I'm saying he could fight David Benavidez. He could fight Anthony Durrell. He could fight
Caleb Plant.
He could fight a numerous. What's the dude from Cuba?
Zerto.
He could fight Zerto. Yeah, he could fight Zerto.
He could definitely fight Zerto.
Him and Zerto had no promotional issues between each other. See, I'm starting to see a trend with fighters today.
Okay.
And I don't care. I'm starting to see a trend. I'm starting to see guys say, nobody want to fight me. No one wants to fight me. Here's a contract. Well, listen, they making it difficult. Hold on. That's what I'm starting to see.
Got lost in the mail.
Yeah. Now, is it me, y'all, or do y'all see the same thing?
Nah, I see the same thing.
Nah,
too.
Yeah.
I see the same thing. But no,
Yeah,
going
it's
back to
crazy.
him wanting to be different, I'm telling you,
Mhm.
this is what I mean by this. I mean, like, all right, so we all as fans see the plan laid out. Yo, go to Top Rank, fight Janabek, go to PBC, fight all them fighters you just named. He thinking to himself, maybe this is just my thoughts. I'm trying to get in his brain here for a second. Maybe he's thinking like, yo, nah, I'm gonna kill him with this one. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna do the whole opposite. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, if you've ever been in a relationship, sometimes people try to throw surprises at you. You know what I mean? And sometimes not everybody is a surprise person. Us as fans, we're not surprised. People were tired of the surprises. It don't work no more. So he just got to go ahead and do the simple things. But again, like I said, he's unpredictable. We just got to leave him alone. Maybe if we leave him alone, he'll finally come running back. You know
I feel like we've been leaving him alone. Nobody's been talking about
nobody talking about it until today.
Yeah.
Until
I
he
feel
did
like he's
something
been
stupid.
left alone. And then,
Okay.
now he's giving us more of a reason to leave him alone.
You know what he seemed like?
Right.
I'm gonna tell you. Boo Boo seemed like the cousin or the ex-boyfriend or something that went to jail, and they about 9 months in, and we done forgot that they even existed, and then they call your phone and ask for some money. Hey, can you put some money on my book? That's what it sounded like. He like that guy. I had forgot all about him. I didn't even know he was still an active fighter until today. He came and did something stupid. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you're 35 years old and you still ain't got a defining fight in your name, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I agree.
He don't even have a name on his resume that you can say, oh, look at that guy.
Exactly.
He's just not one of those people to take risk. He don't want to take risk at all.
Not at all. And now let me ask y'all about
That's
this.
why you should go to Top Rank.
Listen, it's another fighter to me that has ducked a couple fights during the negotiations to make bigger fights. He has also said, I don't know about that. And that is
Garcia?
Emmanuel Navarrete. He had chances to fight Shakur a couple times. I mean, so much so that it was said it was a done deal. And then Navarrete said, no, I don't think I want to move up right now. I'm going to go back to 26 to fight another no-name. I want to see Navarrete fight Oscar Valdez, Concepcion, Shakur. He got to fight somebody at 30 because at 22 and 26, that ain't it. Those fights that he fighting are gimme fights. And I'm just tired of seeing guys hitting layups. When are these guys going to move out to the 3-point line or try to hit a half-court shot? If somebody want to come in, they can right now.
Well, the Oscar Valdez fight was supposed to happen, but then they just made the unification instead because that was supposed to be next on the docket for Navarrete. I'm not saying that he didn't avoid Shakur Stevenson at 126 because who wouldn't at that period, but it would be cool to see Navarrete get some certified smoke. What's his name? The Cuban guy is Robesi Ramirez. He looking good. Maybe they could go that direction, but yeah, if Navarrete wants to move up, that's cool. He's exciting. Not the best boxer, but definitely a good fighter. And yeah, I knew Baez was a layup. I don't really think highly of Baez, especially because he's got 20-something wins and 7 knockouts. And you fight Navarrete, who has a lot of punching power at that weight. So it would be cool to see him, get some certified opposition.
Yeah, Navarrete is a very, very awkward guy. What did y'all think about his fight? What did you think, Nika, on Saturday night?
I don't think he looked that good, to be honest. He was, to me, he was losing that fight until he caught like a nice left body shot. He got, I don't want to say he got lucky, but that saved him because he didn't look like he was doing good in the fight. And then he, at the end, he kind of made an excuse that, he's been out of the ring for 10 months and that he had picked up a lot of weight in between. So it was hard for him to make the weight and, so, if you're having trouble making weight, buddy, it's time for you to move up.
Absolutely. And that's what, Top Rank offered him a title shot at 130. Hold on. Before we move forward, we got to talk about that part of today's fights. How many more guys are going to continue to turn down title fights? This used to be unheard of. Yeah. How are they doing it?
Because we got YouTube now, and we can and the internet, and we can see who's good, and people and it's now like you can watch someone's entire life cycle in the fight game now. Like you can see people's amateur fights on the internet, so people already know. People basically have a better idea of where they're at in the fight game. Like beforehand, when there was very little tape, the only thing you could rely on was capturing VHS tape or going to somebody's gym and seeing them one time. You still had the sense to where it's like, oh, I could take him. But now, especially because that there's a decent amount of money in boxing without fighting certified opposition, now people are like, yeah, let's try to meander and squeeze around and see what we can get before we go ahead and jump right into the fire.
Yeah, go ahead, Cozy. What you think, man, about Navarrete?
Oh yeah, he didn't look that good, but I don't ever think he looks that good. I think he's like he's a tough fighter. Like, don't get me wrong, he could take a punch. He gives a punch, and he get in there trying to knock people out. So he's fan friendly. I do like watching him for that. But all the excuses, like Nika was saying earlier, with the I'm gaining weight and all that, like that's all on you, champ. You feel me? So like nobody trying to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? Like lucky for him, he was able to place a well-placed body punch and get the guy out of there. But he was in a fight for his life for them 6 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So like, going forward, everything is either a loss or a lesson. So maybe he takes this as a lesson. I got to be more disciplined, blah, 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 yada, 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 or else it will catch up to you because you'll get in the ring with somebody better than the guy he fought last night. And he will get stopped because he was taking a lot of clean punches, like mad clean punches to the head and all that. We'll see. He can't fuck with like Shakur or nothing like that. But listen, man. He could fight Valdez or I don't know. I think Burchell's done, right? He could fight him or KCL guys.
Yeah,
really
Burchell doesn't need to come back. He looks.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You're right about that.
You know what Burchett need to do?
You know what I'm saying?
Burchett need to go over there and get on that European diet. I think that he'll do good over there. I think he'll lose a lot of weight over there.
You know what he need to do? Matter of fact, I got one better for you. He need to go to Europe and never come back, never fight again, bro. That's what he needs to do. So that's a better thing. But yeah, that's how I feel about Navarrete.
Yeah, Ronnie Bravo, what you think about Navarrete, man?
I like Navarrete. He's awkward. He's athletic, but he's an awkward type of athletic where he can't get away with things that he think he can because he thinks he's way too athletic. If that makes any sense at all.
I understand what you're saying.
I don't like and he has habits that is going to get him picked apart against the top competition. One thing that was pissing me off yesterday, well, not yesterday, the other day when I was watching it was the way he throws his left hooks. I swear his arm is going to leave his socket. He's so awkward the way he throws it. It's like it's slow and it's telegraphed and it's just like, dude, you're going to end up throwing your arm out trying to throw a left hook like that. And none of it landed. He must have threw it like 80 times and none of it landed.
Hey, I'm going to say this. Shout out again to Top Rank Matchmaking, man. I mean, between Navarrete and Burchett, those are 2 guys that can't fight dead. But for some reason, these guys are stopping guys and you know what I'm saying? They running guys out of the ring, blooding, breaking noses, breaking ribs. And you like, how is this happening with world titles and you know what I'm saying? Entourages and $1 million paydays. Like, man, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yo,
you know how they be saying thank Al Heyman? They
remember
the
guy they tried to
Trampler. Yeah, they need to.
Remember the guy they brought Tito to fight the other week? They said, "Oh,
there
he's
you go,
something, and he only got 1 loss." And and you look at his record; he never been out of Mexico. We never heard of him. You know what I'm saying? But they billing him as like the toughest guy ever. It's like, yo, bro, that's special, man.
Yeah, they Eddie Hearn in reverse. They Eddie Hearn in reverse. They know how to match make, man.
Yes, sir. Real good. Like to use Nika words, they know how to make somebody ordinary or a cab driver look like a killer. I mean, a real certified killer. You know what I'm saying? A sniper. But
they definitely got him on that no black fighter list, though.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna stay there. He's gonna stay in that fly zone. All right. Also, we got October 15th. It's official. They made it official in Melbourne, Australia. Devin Haney is going
October
to go
15th.
back. Huh?
October 15th.
October 15th, the same
Isn't that the
date
same day as the Wilder fight?
as the Wilder fight.
Okay.
And you know, I'm gonna say this. I don't think that Haney cares who's gonna watch that fight against Kambosos because he's getting a layup in that one. But I mean, he getting a tremendous payday, and he get to go back to Australia October 15th. Kambosos probably gonna retire after taking that beating, and man, I can't wait to see Deontay Wilder that night and take Devin Haney fight. How about that?
Well,
What y'all think, man?
I got 2 screens, so I'll be all right. But no. Also, Devin Haney getting a good payday. I thought he was getting the same garbage split as last time, where Kambosos get another 10 million.
I'm talking about he getting a good payday to fight Kambosos.
Oh right, yeah.
He's just gonna go over there. It's a layup.
Yeah,
He done did it. He gonna do it again.
Yeah,
Nothing gonna change.
Yeah,
don't overlook it.
Yeah, that's going. Yeah, of course. Don't overlook it. Yeah, that's going to be some
Don't
easy
overlook
work.
it.
That's going to be some easy work as long as he can make weight comfortably again.
Right. If he make weight, he gonna win with the left hand, the jab. That's it.
Yeah, it should be straight. I am looking forward to Wilder versus Helenius. Only thing I'm thinking is that Helenius and Wilder have sparred, and allegedly the sparring was in Wilder's favor. However, that could be a liability because maybe Helenius learned a little bit too much about his new adaptive fighting style. But I hope Wilder and Malik get all that sorted out so he could have a good highlight reel knockout coming back.
Steph, are you up here, man? I'm trying to get Steph up here, man, but it won't let me click it on.
It
I
should
think it's
allow
because
up to 10 people.
Well, no, it's when you pay for StreamYard like $25, then you could like get as many people
right
as you want. But if the free account for StreamYard, I think it only gives you 4 people max to add.
Sorry about that, Steph. I can't get you on, man. I was trying.
I can get them on. I can leave dip out if you need,
Steph, send me a response if you want to come on. Ronnie said you could come up there for him if you like. Send me a response. Let me know that you're still here. Anyway, back to the Devin Haney and Deontay Wilder. Do y'all think? I mean, and seriously, all right, go ahead, Ronnie. I hit you up, brother. I appreciate you coming on. I'll go on and let Steph come in. All right.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks, brother.
You too.
Appreciate it, man. Steph, what's up, my man?
What's up, bud? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man. I'm at a four person limit, so Ronnie said
right?
You can shoot on in here for him. And right now, we were talking about October 15th, how they just announced. It's a secret that's already been known about Devin Haney and Kambosos. But I was about to ask the question: do y'all think that Top Rank actually could move that fight to the 14th? And it's still a Saturday in Australia, but a Friday here for that fight. I mean, I'm just asking.
But I don't think it's gonna like bump heads with the Wilder fight time. What time did the fight happen last time?
It was around the same time. It was in prime time. The Devin Haney fight started at like 9 or 10 because another fight was going on same time.
Okay, I thought their fight was earlier since they're like different time zone.
Man, I'm looking at palm trees, Steph. You know what I'm saying, man? I haven't seen a palm tree in person before. You know what I'm saying? I know you and D Hive and Nika, that's y'all thing right there, man. I ain't never seen one in real life.
Come to Florida, they're all over the place.
Yeah. What's going on, Steph? What you think, man?
Yeah, I just cut these weekend, my clean palms. Now my dog's gonna attack my neighbor Mark over there. One moment.
And we don't need you to get sued. Go get your
well,
dogs.
Yeah, them dogs. Look at them.
Let me tell you, I do not do
Hey,
dogs. And if you do not have your dogs on leashes and stuff, you are in the wrong right now.
hey, and look at that, man. I mean, I'm looking at sunlight there. It's dark. Hey, D-Hive, what you think? You think that no palm trees in North Carolina? Sure, there are palm trees everywhere. No palm trees in North Carolina, brother. Hey, D-Hive, what you think? You think they need to move up Devin Haney one day?
I mean, they could, but they're not going to. I mean, and not to mention, I don't think that it would do much. I don't think it would do much for the viewership. Regardless, most people expect it to be another wash. I mean, people outside of this, everyone says that Devin Haney has had issues with viewership because of his fighting style, and that's the truth. Not everyone is a fan of pure boxers anymore, and that is what it is. So yeah, I don't think it's going to matter much. I think people would. I don't think people would tune in, as much anyway because they expect it to be a blowout unless some crazy shit happens. But yeah, so they could. They're not going to, and I don't think it's necessary.
What's up, Cozy? What you think, man? Think they need to
Yeah.
move it up?
Nah, again, I would say the same thing D-Hop said. And more than likely, maybe they got something going on too, because I know like their seasons are different, right? So it'll probably be warming up by the time it's over there. So maybe they got like rugby and all that other stuff going on. So it might be a conflict in scheduling, with other sports and all that. But
Gotcha.
yeah, George Kambosos, man, he rivals Don King in terms of stealing the money. And so I want to congratulate him. Yeah, I want
Yes,
to congratulate him, man.
congratulate him. Yes,
Yeah, for real.
without a ski
Congratulations.
mask.
Yeah, man, facts. So, like, he got the bag, he ran it up, like you said. He won't really take a beating like that because Devin Haney, he's more of a pure boxer, like D-Hive said. It'll be easy work, and I'll be watching the Wilder fight. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's cool boy Steph. What you think, man? You think they need to move up that fight or what? Move it up a day. I'm talking about Devin Haney. I think he's dealing with the dogs.
The dogs.
Right now. I understand. Hey, man, you got to get him in because I'm sure, like Nika said, it's gonna be a fine.
He in California.
But yeah, and look, I've been thinking this, man, and me and Nika, and even me and D-Hive, and I mean all of y'all. I've had hundreds of conversations. It seemed like still cool boy Steph gone about trainers. Do we think? And we let's stay on October 15th. It's gonna be a tough question. What do we think about Deontay Wilder sticking with his trainer for that date? Do you think I know they're great friends, but are they a good mix together? D-Hive, you want to go first on this one?
Sure. Honestly, we don't know yet. The reality of the facts, the reality of the matter is that we saw what Deontay Wilder learned on the mitts, and he had been fighting one way for so long. It's virtually impossible to try to implement a completely new training style with all these new things into it in between two fights. He's already older. He's already accustomed to the way things were. And when he started taking pressure, when he started gassing out, he just reverted to what he knew best. And the only thing he really changed is that weird jab to the body, which took a lot of energy out of him. So we don't know yet. Is Malik the first person I would pick to go ahead and train the former heavyweight champion of the world? No. But, we just got to see. I think this is going to tell the tale. And if this shit goes left, which I hope it doesn't, then I guess I think we'll have an answer.
Go ahead, Nika.
So, like D-Hive was saying, I don't really think we had a good feel for what he could do with Deontay because he kind of just jumped right in there and went to the rematch. And to be honest, I don't think anybody that Deontay would have had would have helped him win that fight. I just feel like Fury had his number and that was it, So maybe we could see the changes that, with this more time that he had with him, will look like in this next fight. But because I just don't think he was going to beat Fury. Fury just had his number. It's one of those people that just had Deontay Wilder's number. Right. So he could have had anybody in his corner. It was just not going to happen. So,
Ronnie Bravo said, no. So he's not a believer in Malik. Cozy, what you thinking?
Yeah, I agree for the most part with what everybody else said. One thing I will say is I know it wasn't totally Malik's fault, it was the whole team, but them co-signing Deontay gaining all that weight, especially just like in the upper body in the last fight, it kind of tells me there's kind of, some sort of bad thinking or whatever, maybe just wrong thinking. Everybody makes mistakes, but yeah, that's one in the wrong book for him. So we'll see going forward. Hellenius is not Fury, you know what I'm saying? So that's good. But I guess continuity could work. I hope it works out, you know what I'm saying? But I can't think of anybody else that Deontay should go to specifically right now that's like in dire need that works for heavyweights. Maybe you could give me some names, Julius, or something that you would think is better.
Yeah, he gonna have to go with someone that believes in power. Deontay Wilder, to make him fight like Gary Russell or Frank Martin or Floyd Mayweather is not the answer. Now, Malik would be a great trainer. I believe he would be a great trainer for a smaller fighter because the combinations, the jab to the body, a little fighter doing stuff like that will be very effective, especially in these fights against Bud Crawford or, you know what I'm saying? Like even at middleweight, you jabbing and going to a guy's body really slows a fighter down. And I don't care how explosive they are. But really, I would think, what's my man that worked with Andy Ruiz, the Mexican trainer?
The one that's working with him now?
Don't know. The one that he left after he won the world title.
Manny Robles?
Manny Robles.
Yeah.
Manny Robles and Goosen would be good because Goosen would just, help him with extending that jab, playing with the jab, and lining up the right hand. And maybe come with a left hook behind it. Like, to me, Deontay Wilder needs to fight big. That's what he needs to do. He needs to fight big, and he needs to be explosive. So he need that strength. I mean, not strength, but the speed. So he need to be smaller like he is. And he needs, and Deontay, I give him full props because this guy has been explosive and dangerous and one of the greatest punching heavyweights ever without throwing his punches correctly. And when he do throw his right hand correctly, you know what I'm saying? Remember the speaker?
Yeah,
man, I thought that guy had died. And I mean that literally. I thought he killed him. So if Deontay Wilder can just throw his punches correctly, I see you, D-Hive, saying Tony Harrison. I think Tony Harrison will be interesting too. I think that'll be interesting because Tony actually is a very good trainer. I see what he do with Alicia Baumgartner.
She's not a heavyweight,
my pick in that fight.
She's not a heavyweight though. Like,
yeah, she's not a heavyweight.
He comes from the Crump school
how
though.
He
comes from the Crump school.
Exactly, Coach.
Yeah,
that's the only reason. That's the only reason why I said that is because the Kronk School is known for people who know how to throw the long straight right.
Exactly, like Thomas Hearns,
like Hearns, Baumgartner, Harrison himself, and I figured them knowing that is, with all due respect, his key tool. I figure that they'll build a training strategy around that. Just meaning a little bit more jabs, like you said. Maybe a little bit more fighting off the back foot, maybe a left hook, but capitalize on the straight right. That's
yeah. Ronnie Bravo said John David Jackson. I like John David. John David is you know what I'm saying?
Clarissa.
He with Clarissa, but he'll leave Clarissa for an opportunity with Deontay. That check is different.
Why you gotta leave her?
Different, man.
Yeah, why can't he do both?
Yeah,
he can do both. Yeah, he can do
why
both.
can't he do both?
He can do both. He can definitely do both. But one thing he will not do is be in the middle of Deontay Wilder training camp and fly to London. I don't think Deontay allow that at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like Canelo. Those guys, the amount of money those guys make in a fight, if they tell a trainer, hey, Clarissa, I know you love her, but she making 800,000. I'm making 15 million. I'm gonna give you $1 million. She gonna give you 270,000 or 80,000. You know what I'm saying? The money is just different, in my opinion.
I mean, that's just the truth.
Yeah. I mean,
the money is different. So
yeah, the money is different because, like,
how many fights that Clarissa would have to fight to equal the paycheck that he would make with just one fight for
10, 12,
So,
if that.
Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
And we're gonna talk about that tonight. I've been waiting to hold that off, but I can't hold it any longer, man. I gotta talk about it. Look, I don't know what's going on with Steph, but if somebody else want to jump in, they can, man. All right, because Steph been out for a while. I want to talk about what's being billed as the greatest woman card ever. Okay, and that is Baumgartner, Mayer, Shields, Marshall, Ishmael Salas. Man, look, Midwest, go on with that, man. Go on with that, bro. Go ahead with that, man. Ishmael Salas. I guess he gonna be out there, put on what those platform pimp shoes that he be wearing, and he gonna have Deontay out there. Come on, man. Midwest, you funny, man.
I don't even think he could train in the platforms that he would have to get made. He's gonna break it.
Be able to stand up and hold the mitts for Deontay.
You know what's crazy?
He could just stand on the stairs.
Every
like
fighter that's leaving Ishmael.
Man,
every fighter that's leaving Ishmael, he calling them all traitors, like haters, losers. He be shitting on them when they leave.
And look, man, Midwest just out here trolling. He know what I was gonna say when he said Ishmael Salas, man. Ain't no way. No way. He'll be out there. Deontay, you look marvelous getting knocked down that round. You look great. Yeah. Hey, but listen, man, I keep telling people, not Wayne McCullough, Bones Adams. I think that Bones Adams, man, could be a real straight up bona fide, you know what I'm saying, one of the best trainers. It's just a fact of, and Deontay is in Vegas. And I would love to see him go over there and deal with Bones Adams. You know what I'm saying? Bones Adams was former world champion. I mean, he knows how to train. He know how to get your body right as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was a world champion that, you know what I'm saying, dealt with endurance and fighting and just heart. I would love to see him get a shot with somebody. But let's break down that fight, man. What do you think, Nika? I haven't heard you or seen what you said online about this. Mayer Baumgartner. That's coming up in 2 weeks, right?
20 days, I think.
Yeah, 20 days. Okay.
Yeah. That's gonna be a really good fight. I think it's gonna be better than the actual main event, which is Marshall and Shields. So I can't even. I don't know who to say because I feel like Mayer in her fight with Amaduche, she really showed that she could take a hit. Like she was in there getting it in. So I feel like if Alicia catches her with one that she caught what's her name in face? Taylor what was the person she fought? Harper.
Harper.
When and it doesn't happen, then what's your plan after that? Because I feel like Mayer can take punches, so I don't hope she's not going in there thinking,
one punch
and because it ain't gonna be the same like Terry Harper. I feel like Mayer's gonna give her some work, so it's just gonna be an all around good fight. It's gonna be better than actually. I think it should be the main event. To be honest,
I think so too. I think so.
I'm excited about that one. So I'm excited to see who's gonna take that one because they sure been talking this. They sure been selling this fight.
Oh yeah, both of them. Yeah, definitely. Cozy, what you thinking?
First off, I do want to say it can't be the main event because Maya sold 600 tickets her last fight. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna
think she
need
just
somebody
talking
else to build that.
Yeah.
I'm playing. In all seriousness, though, I think it's gonna be. I agree. I think it's gonna be better than the main event. Like you said, they've been both talking a shit. You feel what I'm saying? So we'll see if they back it up. It's gonna be interesting. You know how I feel, Julius and D Hop about Alicia. I'm a little shaky on her. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with her. But as far as the boxing goes, just pure boxing. Michaela Mayer, she takes way too many shots, in my opinion. Now they say that it's a different approach, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. We don't have to see it. And then for Alicia, you can't get too in love with the power because right after that Terry Harper knockout, you fought somebody I don't even remember her name, and you went all 10 or 12 or however long it was. You know what I'm saying? So again, don't get caught up in the power. But she has better footwork than Michaela Mayer. I think she throws better straight up punches. Michaela tends to, loop and slap a lot of her shots. And we'll see, man. I like both trainers. I'm looking forward to this one. It's gonna be a good fight.
What you think, Steph? We're talking about the Alicia Baumgartner and Mayer, Michaela Mayer fight. Who you got? First of all, good afternoon. How you doing today, brother?
Definitely. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Definitely. Hello to the panel. Yeah, my bad, man. I was just getting doing some lawn work, backyard work. Been working on my hedges and things. Coming home after work and just getting after it. And then y'all saw my doggies attacking Mark.
Yeah.
He's used to that.
A cultured man. I respect that.
See. I'm not a women's boxing fan at all. Yeah. Not at all.
Hey, Steph, look,
That's his right.
Steph, that's cool and that's fair. Because look, I'm a go ahead and get the D Hive, and then me and you gonna get to another subject that we just jumped on. All right, and D Hive.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
The reason why is I just, man, that's just too barbaric for me, man. I don't want to watch that women get beat up. But I think Michaela Mayer's gonna win. I think Michaela will win. I think her boxing acumen's better. And then I like Alicia, but I mean, she just hit the scene, man. And no one likes to show off. She runs her mouth a little too much for my taste. So I think Michaela's gonna beat her. I think she's gonna beat her on points, unless Alicia knocks her out, right? But I think she'll be well prepared for that. But go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
All right, and D Hive is your fellow California brother. D Hive is Steph. You in what? Santa Barbara, right?
No, I'm in Orange County. So
Orange County.
I think Newport Beach, Santa Ana.
Newport Beach. Okay, and D Hive is out of Compton. So y'all.
Oh, word, yeah.
What?
Are you D Hive?
No.
Not at all.
You meant watch, man. You meant watch, bro.
No. I'm from regular old LA. No.
D Hive.
Where about D Hive? Huh? I was saying where about.
Oh, well, South Central originally, but yeah, and then I moved around a bit. But I've been in Orange County for I've lived in Claremont and Pomona and stuff like that. But yeah,
I go to Crenshaw Christian up there. That's why I was asking.
Okay.
Right
okay, for sure. But yeah, I think me personally, I think that this is Baumgartner's fight to lose, to be honest. And the reason why I say that is because if she does everything that Tony Harrison tells her to do and doesn't neglect his instructions and get in there, because I remember Cozy mentioned the last fight, which is very important because she got in there doing a lot of silly stuff, dancing on her feet, doing that weird ass low guard, thinking she Roy Jones and shit, and that's not going to work because Mayer pushes forward and she throws a lot of punches. Now, I admit her chin is pretty solid, but I think if Mayer can double tap her, she might not get back up. You just might have to hit her more than once with the straight right. Now, that's because that's not her only tool. You know, she can jab pretty well. You know, she's good in the high guard. Just when Mayer comes in to get her flurries off to try to win the round, she's got to be able to move backwards, pivot, keep her jab active, and keep her hands up to where Mayer can't get in too much work. Now, if she goes in there, you know, just kind of dancing about and waiting for that one shot, then yeah, she will lose on points or potentially take too much damage. But I honestly think that Baumgartner, you know, they both have all the tools to beat each other. But I'm leaning on Baumgartner for that one. I think she can take it, and I think she can take it either way. I think she can take it knockout, or she can take a decision if she focuses and does it correctly and keeps Mayer on the outside for the majority of the fight.
All right, and listen, man, I'm gonna go off something that Ronnie Bravo said that I kind of been talking about and agree with him. I don't like Alicia body right now. I'm never, and even if we were talking about male fighting, no, not like this. Hold on.
Nothing wrong with her body.
No. Hear me out, guys.
Nothing wrong.
Hear me out, guys.
It's the upper body movement.
I'm not going rogue up here and getting sexual. I'm talking about far as fighting wise. Because I felt the same way sometimes when Anthony Joshua fights. I don't like when people get super muscular for fights. I think that in boxing, you need to be more lean than you are muscular, because muscles don't mean strength or better punching power. I think she needs to be flexible. She's the smaller woman in this fight, height-wise. So, you know, Mayer could just, you know, if she's smart, win the fight with the jab from the outside. I know that's what Al Mitchell gonna be telling her. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you ain't got to mix it up with this girl. Fight her from the outside. Mm-hmm. I just think that Alicia needs to be very flexible in this fight and not be like muscular. That's all I'm saying. Nothing else about her body. I don't know Alicia Baumgartner body. Okay, but I'm talking about getting ready for this fight. She seems very top heavy. You know what I'm saying? She seems very top heavy.
Julius, remember the last time you said that about Usyk, and I was agreeing with you.
I was wrong.
And he was like, "Hey, man, that's what I'm saying." So like maybe
it might just be Usyk heard y'all.
You feel me?
Usyk heard y'all and came in and wait.
She might be in tune. You never know, bro. I'm telling you. So.
Yes, she could. And let me say this too. A lot of times we be seeing guys and girls 3 and 4 weeks, you know, to the weigh in. And so they may look big like that, but by the time they get to the fight, it looks different. Usyk was in perfect shape. He was in perfect condition. When I saw him weigh in, I knew Steph was going to hit me up, and he did. And I was like, yeah, the guy was in shape. Ain't no doubt about it. He was in shape. But Alicia looked a little top heavy. Maybe she won't be in 20 days.
Oh, man.
Might be wrong. Yeah, I want to ask you this question. I asked the panel earlier about Deontay Wilder coming back October 15th. If you think that Malik is the right situation for him to have going into this fight, what's your confidence level with Malik leading Deontay in this fight?
Oh, so he's still going to train with them, correct?
Yes.
I assume. Okay.
Yeah, they training at the UFC training center.
Oh, so he's in Vegas. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem with it. And the only reason, I mean, I can say whatever I really want to say when it comes to their X's and O's, but how I'm really looking at them is their friendship, their relationship. Deontay trusts him. And then when I see Malik, I'm going to use that press conference, the silent press conference that that Deontay didn't speak at, but Malik was speaking for him. You know, he fully on trust him, man. And then when you see him doing the pad work or sparring and that type of nature, they look really comfortable, man. And Malik, when I say comfortable, he looks comfortable teaching Deontay and helping him. So I'm okay with it. But Czech said something that's always a couple streams ago that's been sticking with me, and I've been taking it and using it in other spaces and YouTube channels. He said that Deontay's a sniper, a sharpshooter, you know, and I really, really took that to head and heart because he really is. So I want him to be with someone who can work off of that. And I didn't think Mark Brilliant was an issue up until the Tyson Fury saga-ness and all that kind of good stuff. But I wanted to be with someone who could, you know, finesse his skills like that. That's what I want. But I don't mind Malik. I don't mind. Malik. I don't mind. Yeah. What did you think? What did you say?
I basically said that I think that Malik would be a real high class trainer with a smaller fighter. That the combinations that he have, the jabbing to the body, the punching to the body, is real effective with fighters that are, you know, middleweight and light welterweight and lightweight. I think that is real good. And I think that Deontay needs to fight big in any fight he have. Even if he's fighting another Tyson Fury, he needs to fight big. And I mean, jab, straighten that right hand out and deliver it. And if he could come back with a left hook, that would be great. Deontay is 37 years old. He started boxing at what? 19, right?
Right.
And everything in between has been jab and right hand. The only thing you need to add, that 1-2, is a 3, a left hook. Let's forget about everything else. That's done. That's done. Jab, right hand, left hook. That's it. That's all he needs. That's it. I don't think he need to be as diverse as Ali or Larry Holmes. No, he need to be Deontay Wilder. Jab, straight right hand, and let's go home.
How do you think he's going to do against Robert Helenius?
I think he's going to get Robert Helenius out of there in 2 or 3, and that's what I'm praying for.
Damn.
Robert has been known to get knocked out or to get hurt and shook up early. I think the fact that they have trained together and seen the best and worst of each other helps Deontay because he's more comfortable and he it's not the unknown. Like Robert Helenius shouldn't be able to take Deontay back to having memories of the Tyson Fury fight. You get what I'm saying? I think that he's going to be very comfortable about what Helenius can do. And I've always said Helenius can fight a little bit. He's not a scrub. But if
I think he's decent.
But if Deontay land that right hand on him, I've seen Helenius not be able to take it. So that's my opinion.
It does worry me a little bit that they've that they're so familiar with one another.
Right.
And I think that when he brought him into the training camp to he brought him into for training camp. Like, I think he brought him in to practice being top heavy. So I'm hoping he mixes it up, you know, when he fights him rather than, you know, treating it like that's, you know, familiarity of sparring one another, because he's, you know, Robert's going to be used to him being top heavy, and perhaps even Deontay might revert back to kind of those habits, and I'm just hoping he doesn't. But I'm expecting a good fight, man. I don't know about 2 and 3 rounds, but I'm expecting a good fight. I expect Deontay to have the cobwebs shaken out, unless he just comes out and, you know, and it's just refresh. But then you remember a couple streams ago, I was asking about that hand. That worries me a lot too, man.
Yeah, he got a lot of hand issues.
People change after they break their hands, but it seems like it's never worked. But Deontay doesn't complain about injuries,
right?
Never.
But Steph, you know, the hand issues, and I said this to D-High before on Artman platform. It comes down to the hand wraps and punching properly. That's all it comes down to. You know, guys that punch properly. And Floyd Mayweather, for example, had so many hand issues. The only knockdown he ever had in his career was based off hurting his hand. And that's why he brought in the Spanish guy, Garcia. That's why he brought him in to be his hand wrapper. That's why he ended up having Bob come in to just be his hand wrapper when Garcia died. You got to get your hands wrapped properly, and you have to punch correctly. Deontay has been a guy that, he just, you know what I'm saying? He got so blessed with so much power, he didn't care how he delivered a shot, long as he wanted to land that right hand. And sometimes he broke his hand on top of guy's head, but his biceps. So he has an injury history. So at 37, no matter what we think, that is an issue. Injuries is an issue with Deontay going into any fight. Now, D-Hive, if you want to jump in and give your prediction for that night, you can give it. Even though we're 2 months away. What you thinking, though? You thinking along the lines of us?
Yeah, I think, I'm picking Wilder to win by knockout. But like Steph said, I mentioned that earlier, that the sparring that they have, maybe Helenius picked up some stuff he's not supposed to know sparring for Tyson Fury. I don't think it would help him if he did, because we've all seen Helenius. Just because he got over on Kalnacki don't mean much to me. Kalnacki, who was Kalnacki really? So, I expect him to knock him out probably within 6, because Deontay's still in that mode where not only is he shaking off the cobwebs, dealing with coming back after the knockouts and whatever lingering injuries, but he's still trying to work into this new system. So maybe he wants to try some stuff in sparring. Maybe he wants to try to implement some new stuff going forward in case this isn't his only fight next. So I'm gonna say knock him out within 6.
Okay. That's
He's
fair.
the big fish. Everyone calling out Deontay, man.
Yeah,
everybody, man. Everyone is calling that guy out.
And I seen Gerald Washington really bully Helenius. You know what I'm saying? I seen him bully him. So I've seen that, and I think that Deontay gonna have to bully, because Helenius is gonna come in with confidence based upon his wins and Deontay loss. You know what I'm saying? Confidence matters, but confidence also, you could take it away from a guy by hitting him in the head real hard. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to be technical. He just hit him in the head real hard. His confidence is leaving. Cozy, what you thinking, man?
Yeah, I agree with everybody on the stage. Helenius is good, not great. Deontay, the familiarity does concern me a little bit, just as far as them being in the camp, like D-Hive and Steph was saying earlier. Him understanding how the new regime likes to go about things. You feel me? I appreciate you. Likes to go about things, but I still think he can get knocked out. Helenius, Deontay shouldn't go in there scared or anything like that. He'll knock him out, hopefully. He's back in the Barclays where he gets some of his greatest knockouts. Remember when he knocked out Brazil, man? Something vicious like that would be nice to bring it back, because he's the real superstar of the division. Steph was kind of insinuating that just now.
Definitely.
There's a reason why they all use his name and mention him whenever they're about to fight, because he's the only one who really drums up any interest. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Wilder comes back strong and in good spirits, and is able to get Helenius out of there. So I'll predict maybe like a 4th or 5th round KO.
What else were you guys covering a little bit earlier?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just asking, what else were you guys covering a little bit earlier?
Oh, yeah. We was talking about, and give me your thoughts on the Boo Boo Andre relinquishing a title at 160 to move up to 168 and try to fight Zach Parker.
Not much. The only thing I'm thinking really is that whatever Andre did, in this case, vacated belt to go for another belt, and he's a WBO champion. So he can do so, but it gets his name back in the hat there. It's sad, man. Eddie Hearn has ruined his career. No one talks about me. The last time he really got some buzz is when he was at that Canelo presser and he was asking for that fight, and he was like, "I'll never fight you. Get the F out of here," and stuff. So
he got cussed back.
Yeah. So, and his dad, I don't know, man. He's I don't want to say a lost cause, but like he's He's lost.
Well, we've
Atlas.
already given up on him up here, man.
Oh, y'all
And he
gave up
got to
on him?
take
Okay.
some of the blame, man. He has to
Well,
take
yeah.
some of the blame.
I ain't giving up. I'm just gonna be quieter in my support. I'm just gonna be more quiet about it.
Gotcha.
Well,
And also, let me shout this out. Nika, if you don't come back on, thank you for coming up here tonight. I appreciate you. All right, go ahead, Steph.
yeah, miss you, Nika. Yeah, you know, I'm a ponder about DA for a little bit. I don't really, I'm kind of indifferent. I don't have any positive or negative things to say about him because
Right.
he's not around. He's not there. He's not around. He's just not around. And then when I go to point the finger and start blaming, you know, I think of Eddie and all their fiascos and all the things he's ever said about Demetrius Andrade, and then
Absolutely
how he's been moved and the people he's fought. It's an issue. And then I can't help but think about Charlo too at the same time, man, because side note, I remember a long time ago in a space, or I'll put it this way, I'll phrase it this way. There's always negative news surrounding Jamal. And you know, everyone's always, you know, on Twitter I'm just gonna use Twitter for the example, always putting that pro-black, that blickety black, you know, and just I'm gonna keep it blickety black on you guys. Look,
right.
Don't be putting black folks' business out there like that. You know, putting this dude's mug shot up on there and saying this, that, and the other and talking. I know people have opinions and are going to talk, but we don't know that. And then me personally, I don't like speaking on stuff that I don't know, especially negative stuff. But coming back to, you know, full circle and focus.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm gonna let you shoot here in a second, but I need to explain something else that happened. Speaking of Jamal, I read saw where Blue Blood Sports, I call him out by name, had put up something that the man's wife had said he broke and not gonna fight again. Until I hear Jamal Charlo say that he's retired, I'm not gonna believe it. And I've been in relationships where, you know, a woman will say something discouraging about him to people or whatever. That means nothing. They'll be right back loving each other 30 minutes later or the next day. You know what I'm saying? And she could have been frustrated because he didn't want to do this or that. Like, that says nothing. And a lot of times that chatty patty stuff that us sometimes, and we all black up here, sometimes us black people like to live in those spaces, man, where we just put down, and in the end, we're just putting our own people down to uplift.
We're talking about our community, right?
Nothing.
Right.
And we're talking about our community for nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't even know. Like Jamal, unless Jamal called me and said, hey, put this out. Something other than boxing. Put it out there. I mean, it ain't none of my business. But go ahead, shoot.
Yeah, so I'm glad you said that. And shout out to Blue Bloods. That guy, huge hard worker in the content creation factor. That, you know, you guys, all you guys, go check his work out. He's pretty good. Solid, and he's pretty good. Shout out to Blue Bloods, baby, and the LDBC.
Right. Hey, show me some love, LDBC. Come holler at your boy.
Yeah, I will, Julius. I will.
Right.
I will. I know. I got my favorites within that community, and I'm always on their stuff. And I talk about whom I know and where I came from amongst the boxing community. So I will. I'll be putting you out there, Jay. Jay Streets, baby.
That's it.
But back to Jamal. So yeah, man. Like I that's like my pro blackness. Like I don't like discouraging or that's not the word, disparaging folks like that when I don't even know what's going on. And then of course I'm biased because I like the guy. I like his twin brother as well. I like what they what they are in the boxing world. So it just seems as of late there's always been a lot of negative surrounded with him. So which kind of makes sense why he hasn't been fighting. or we don't know anything from his fight dates and to be announced, that type of
Since
stuff.
he hurt his back, right?
I'm not saying I don't believe that or I need proof or anything like that, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised There's just too much negativity going on over there. And then let's talk about his in the ring boxing stuff. You know me, I'm big on the business of boxing, and the reason why I am is because that stuff is what propels the fights that we see on a daily and weekly and monthly and yearly basis. The networks will tell you what they want. The networks will tell you what they want. The networks will tell you what they are willing to pay for every single time. And during the Danny Garcia, Jose Benavidez Jr. fight week, Steven came out and shout out to Fight Hype too, man. That they know how to. They ask good questions and they get good content, on the daily, that is. And they put the camera in Steven's face. And they said, what's this, that, and the other about Jamal and Benavidez? Or they pretty much asked him like flat out, like, hey, man, what's the big fight to make on your side? And in a certain weight class, and it was super middleweight. They said Benavidez Charlo. Steven said, my bosses, the people who pay me, they want that fight. And ever since he said that, I did my timeline of history and started going back and seeing, what Jamal was saying and what other folks were saying and things like that. And of course, what his brother was saying. He's holding things up, man, because he wants to fight at a lower level at 160. I have no qualms with that. No problem with that. He's a champion. Defend your belt. Or if he even wanted to move up for a fight or two, he doesn't have to vacate. But he's in a tough pickle because his handlers aren't as confident in making other fights besides their in-house fights, and including that Benavidez fight. So maybe that's kind of playing into effect with him. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do want him to get better and get well so I can see him in the ring. And I was recently on some Twitter Spaces, and they were saying some Showtime stuff coming up. I hope he gets one of those later dates this year. Hopefully.
Yeah, it'd be real nice, man. And it's still some guys out there for Charlo to fight at 160. Although the way that 160 looked, in order for it to get some buzz, it's gonna have to get some guys from 54 up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a hot division at all. Although him and Boo Boo would have been a good fight at 160. D-Hive, what you think about Jamal, man, and what we've been talking about?
Oh, man, Jamal is putting me in the same is starting to put me into the same situation that Demetrius Andrews put me into.
You ain't about to be quiet again, is you, D-Hive?
Jamal, look, no, I haven't given up on Jamal. Okay, Jamal has a chance. Look, Triple G is moving up to 168, and he should be able to come off the straps. Now, let me say this. I don't know if the Selecki fight is still happening, and I don't care. But whatever happened to those belts, Jamal needs to be vocal about two things. If Demetrius Andrade is really moving up, then Demetrius Andrade is off the table. That's whatever. He needs to be focused on gaining every single strap down there once they get loose, because Triple G can't hold on to him. He moving up, and that's why I really think that he's trying to stay at 168, because the Triple G is official, and I hope to God I'm right. But if that's not the case, I want him to clip Selecki viciously and then move the hell up so Jamel can go and run roughshod all over that division, because that division is trash, and Jamel will smoke damn near everything down there and probably could be undisputed in two divisions if Jamal hurry up. But Jamal needs to get the hell on out the way. He needs to go up and fight Caleb Plant or fight Darrell or whatever. Or, you know what? I said some crazy shit. I said, hey, you know what? Bivol just clipped Canelo. Jamal, you not doing nothing. Try Bivol. Who knows? Just make something happen. I mean, am I saying that your chances are fantastic? No, but I think it's better than Canelo. You're bigger. You might be big at 175. You can put some stuff together, and it'll be the best opponent you've ever fought. There's no shame in taking that L if that happened. But just do something. Don't get stuck in between options, and you just sitting there talking. Now, I understand that he's going through some personal issues. I'm not going to elaborate on all of them because a lot of it's unconfirmed garbage. but he needs to tighten that down. Stop slapping the hell out of your cousins in the kitchen and stuff, and just focus. You get paid a lot of money to beat up people. So just pick one. Either wait on Triple G to come off these straps and say nothing, talk about nothing but collecting these straps, or clip Selecki and get the hell on and fight Benavidez, because like Benavidez basically called everybody from 160 to 170 to 168 some bitches, and nobody is fighting him. You can't let that ride. You cannot let that ride.
Before
That's interesting.
Cozy, before you start talking, let me say this. And I'm looking at Jamal rankings, and Adames is like his mandatory, the number one. I would love for him to go ahead and do that fight, or when Triple G moves up, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna get stripped of his title with the WBA. So that would move Lara.
Why do you say that though, Julius? He's going to get stripped of the WBA title. Why do you say that?
Yeah, I think he's the IBF champion already. Triple G
and WBA.
WBA. And I think that the WBA has Lara as the regular champion, and I don't think that they're going to allow him to move up and lose a fight and then come back and be their champion. Number one, because Triple G is what, 38 right now? 39? Or he already 40?
I believe, yeah.
He's not
39, he's going on 40.
He's not gonna go up there, win, lose, or draw, and come back and defend that belt anytime soon. And the WBA has been known to, outside of Mayweather and Pacquiao, they don't normally, or Canelo, allow guys to hold their titles hostage. They'll go ahead and elevate. And I think that a unified fight at the end of the year with Lara and Charlo would be a good fight for Charlo. Number one, Lara don't move like he did 5, 7, 10 years ago. And I think that Charlo could get a spectacular knockout and add a WBA title to it. Same thing that you were saying, D-Hive, to start adding some belts. And once he do that, then you got Adames, you know what I'm saying, in case some guys move up from 54. If I was Fundora, I think outside the box. I would move up and challenge Charlo, the big Charlo, to a fight, then go back down to 54. That's what I would do. So, I mean, I'm just trying to make challenges. I think that it's guys out there that, when you in a dead division, you got to think outside the box.
Don't let Charles Conwell hear that.
Oh, well, I'm ready for Charles Conwell to get his shot.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't take that advice and fight Big Charlo right now.
Why not?
Because
he'll get beat. He'll get beat.
What you got against Jamal Charlo? What do you do to deserve such a
situation? Hey, look, I've seen guys do stuff like that. Cozy, what you thinking?
I wouldn't compare Jamal Charlo to Boo Boo Andrade, just because he was really trying to get these fights. He signed with Jaime Munguia, that fell through.
Munguia,
he's tried to get he's tried to get multiple fights. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said, as far as his personal life, I didn't even know about that. I'm not in tune, and I don't really care about his personal life. That's his personal life. Hopefully, he works everything out. Well, no matter what happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to speculate on a man's personal life. But as far as the boxing goes, as far as just boxing is concerned, he's very talented. People like to draw parallels between him and his brother and say, oh, his brother's the big Charlo and all these other things. But really, people need to go back and remember that Jamal, the only reason why he moved up was because he was the more mature of the two. You know what I'm saying? And really, Jamal was the better
beat Jamal
fighter.
ass.
Yeah, exactly. Jamal was the better fighder. So I'm not here to discredit Jamal.
I don't know. But go ahead, Cozy.
Jamal was listen, man. I'm not talking about right now. We can dispute right now. You know what I'm saying? Things have changed over time.
You talking about when he moved up?
Yes, when he moved up, he was the better fighter, and I will stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true. That's true.
I agree with that.
But going forward, again, hopefully he can get the big fights because they are out there. Like y'all said with Triple G, Janabek, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's ready for the smoke. If he can be healthy, we don't know what's going on with his back and everything like that. But if he can be healthy, I like Jamal Charlo in these matchups against these guys. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's all I think. I don't think too negatively of Jamal Charlo's situation. I think in 1 or 2 fights that we'll be talking about Jamal Charlo in a totally different light if they play their cards right. So, you just got to be a little more patient with him.
I'm gonna throw something out there. I think that I 100% feel that the PBC brand is the top brand in boxing. But I want to see their promoters start to get out here and do some more leg work. Because, again, when you have a fighter like Jamal Charlo, man, that can fight, sometimes you got to get creative, man, with the matchmaking. You got to get creative with the marketing. I mean, we got to – yeah, go ahead.
I want to quickly interrupt with that just for 1 second.
Right.
You know me, I'm crazy about the business.
Yes, go ahead.
They do. The
Okay.
PBC works well with everyone. Yes, it's true that Bob Arum has animosity towards Al Heyman and maybe perhaps some of his top advisors. But the thing is, where they have trouble with any and every other promotion or entity is when that other promotion or entity comes up and says, "This is all we're going to do. This is all what we're going to offer," and the PB says, "Okay." The reason why we're going to say no is because that's not our business model. We want our fighters to come away with some money. And when I say come away with some money, they want to have some type of plan on how to earn rather than just get some whopping sum. Or screw that. We're not going to screw over our fighter. So us, the promoter or business people, can the rich keep getting richer and the poor keeps getting poorer.
Right.
That is the issue I keep kind of running into, because I believe DAZN when they say they'll send people over there and vice versa, that they would like a return as well. But the timing is, I said this in the last stream, the timing's off just because, let's just compare Showtime and DAZN. Both are subscriber based. DAZN is not nearly as accomplished, not even a third accomplished as Showtime. So
right,
they want it now. And I think just their prices, it's either no or it's too high. And then on the show, if I could speak for Showtime, they're just like, no, because we don't, what am I trying to say? We don't get anything out of it. We don't get anything out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of, if you guys can catch my drift, I'm kind of hinting with Jamal Charlo and company, because he's in that middleweight division where a lot of guys are elsewhere. And the guys who are lined up on his side of the street, I don't know this for sure if he wants to fight them or not, or simply that's just not the path, because he does want to collect some belts and collect some clout and go from there. It's really, really tricky. And then I was listening to you earlier, Jules, you're saying this, that, and the other. And I kind of, like, my business part was like, but I'm with that, because it's gonna come down to mixing and matching. So I'm hopeful we can get some of those matchups, man. But Jamal is gonna have to. I was gonna say he's gonna have to do something, but he's always had to do something, because he's always answered the call. He's always fought who they put in front of him.
Right.
He's also had some leeway, some pull on who he gets to decide to fight within that come up, and he's a 2-time champion, 2-weight champion. So we shall see, man. Where I am kind of confused though is a Triple G thing, because remember how I was saying earlier with Jamal, he doesn't have to necessarily vacate if he goes up and moves, only if he comes out and says, you know what, I'm vacating because I'm moving up to 68 and I'm going to be there for the foreseeable future. So same thing with Triple G. I've not heard anything. He's just going up to A, fight Canelo because that's what he signed up for. B, that's who he's been chasing for the better part of almost 4 years now. And then secondly, he's fighting for and against a voluntary defense. Canelo's putting his belts on the line to fight him.
Right.
He's not putting anything up on the line. He's just fighting and has a
Absolutely.
chance to win. So I say all of that to say this. I don't see him vacating at all his middleweight titles. And the last thing I'll say is, so hopefully we get GGGG and Jamal, but Jamal I feel would have to go over there, or yes, play second fiddle to Triple G. I'm 50-50 on that just because, you know, I know Steven and PBC will fight for those type of rights and those type of copyrights to present the show, but Triple G has grabbed some clout off of Canelo's name, and who is this guy? Is that Tom Loeffler, right? Who reps him? Yeah. That guy's gonna try to say Triple G is worth this, you know, in the whole entire world.
Yeah.
So we shall see, man. We shall see. But I think that's a more feasible fight for him. And then, frankly, Adames, Lara, and the WBA side of things. I know that was a lot to kind of take in, but
no, it's all good. I mean, I was just thinking that they probably, because I've seen it before where guys will move up, take a fight, and then what they'll do is they'll make a you know, him have to fight that mandatory. They'll put the mandatory right before that fight when they move up. And then they, you know what I'm saying, the purse bid and all that, and they end up stripping the fighter, or the fighter ends up giving up the title, you know.
Real fast, too. Well, you got to blame the WBC, man. They have been monkeying around and dicking around and making up belts and titles. And
right.
And Munguia, talk about a disappointment. I don't want to call him a duck or anything like that, but
man, he's a crack.
He's a certified.
Certified.
But this guy like has been high on every ranking list and high on everyone's list for years. And you said you gave that scenario just a moment ago, Julius. Well, since he was the WBC champion at middleweight, Jamal Charlo, who's the number one guy, Munguia. That would have to be it. But if we mix the words around a little bit, right, scramble them up, Munguia is waiting for him to move up so he can either fight for a vacant or be moved to that position already. Right. So that's some monkey business, man. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. And you got Jamal Charlo just sitting there, literally with tears in his eyes. I just want to fight some smoke. You know, calling all these people, and nothing's happened. And like I said, to start my whole entire conversation, Steven said, look, man, they want him in Benavidez. That's why Benavidez is talking all sorts of crazy stuff, man, and sounding like a big bully. But we shall see, man. I want to see him in the ring too, man. And on that note, I think he's the best 68-pounder. I'm going to keep saying that until this brown skin turns blue. Like, he's the number one guy. And if Canelo beats Triple G, that should be next. They should be Canelo versus Benavidez. No excuses.
I agree. I don't think it's going to happen next, but I definitely agree. Let me touch on this. September 4th, 2 weeks from now, or next Saturday, we got the Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz fight. Isaac Cruz going to fight Eduardo Ramirez. But I want to talk about one of the fights on the undercard. And normally, man, I don't like to just down a fighter. You know what I'm saying? It's just trying to make a living. But Abner Mares is fighting Miguel Flores. I saw Abner Mares calling a fight a few times. And I swear he started his career looking one way, and now he looks like Tevin Farmer. You know, with his eyes.
Oh, you saw that? You saw that?
Man. Like, I mean,
I still haven't seen it.
The two detached retinas and just
he has
Google
both.
it. I don't know if you can do it right now on your
Two
phone.
detached retinas?
I thought it was just
Yeah.
one.
Huh?
I thought it was just one. He has both.
Yo, he's had detached retina twice.
Oh,
He had a detached retina earlier in his career, and he had one later.
oh, shit. Okay.
Go, and I
What
mean
is
this,
the point?
Kev, like seriously, go and look. What reason I'm saying this is that why is this guy getting in the ring?
Rent's due. What
I
you
don't
think?
understand.
Rent is
Wait,
due. He's been living a lifestyle in his.
He hasn't fought in like 4 years. He got the Showtime. I'm just saying, as far as his eyesight,
He
know what I'm
probably
saying?
look. He probably when he was boxing, he was living a lifestyle. He stopped boxing and was only collecting announcer bread, but he's still living boxer lifestyle. It catches up with everybody. It's just like Floyd got 100 cars and 60 properties that are all appreciating assets, yes, but he's not getting any residual income off of any of those things. So he keeps fighting because his fortune is spread out all over all kinds of illiquid assets that aren't bringing in any cash.
I agree with everything you're saying, but there's a such thing called the commission, boxing commission. They supposed to regulate, every facet of, your eyesight, the neurological part. Man, like I say, man, Abner Mares came in this game looking one way, and now he's a totally different guy. And I mean, like I say, man, the proof is in the pudding. Just go look at him.
Yeah. It's also probably has to do with, like you said, trying to get that one last payday. But for me, whoever's training him or whatever has to really ask him this question, like, why are you doing this? And then two, they have to be responsible to the point where they say, listen, man, you're endangering your health. So even if you end up getting that payday, the quality of life will not be there to enjoy the payday. So really, what is it worth? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times in boxing, everybody's trying to eat and everybody's trying to survive, and they get too caught up with the money and they forget about the quality of life, and we have to learn from the history before us of all the individuals who are either, and I'm not saying this to be pejorative, but I'm just saying in general, people who are punch drunk, they're slurring their words, not able to communicate in the same way that many people their same age can do, just due to all the brain damage and all the things that happen over their career. So it's up to us. We also can play a part in it too by simply not patronizing that fight. You know what I'm saying? Not encouraging the guy. I'm not trying to say to stall him out and, you know what I'm saying, like stall bro out and don't give him a check, but really just encourage him. Listen, man, be the best announcer you can be. You know what I'm saying? Change your lifestyle. I don't know if he's, living the life, a crazy life, living over his means, but I'm just saying in general, we should do that because it goes back to how we were talking about Omar Figueroa earlier, man. Yo, these young dudes in boxing will get you up out of there and treat you like an old man if you're an old man. And please believe, when you hungry and you know that somebody has a detached retina, I'm just calling and jabbing at that eye.
Yeah, both eyes.
Until it pop out your head, man. And that's real talk, bro. And that's not me saying it, encouraging it, but I'm just telling you the realities of it. So yeah, Abner, like, don't play with your life, man. Like, really, don't.
36 years old, hasn't fought in 4 full years. Coming off 2 detached retinas.
Right.
Trying to get that bread.
And think about this. When they caught the second detached retina, he was about to fight Tank Davis.
Right.
Yeah. Even Abner said,
I wanted that fight too.
Yeah, his last, even Abner said his last Tank's last fight, he was like, oh yeah, I was actually slated to fight Tank Davis, and at that time I was ready, but now, nah, I probably wouldn't do that. We're like, yeah, you probably shouldn't even talk about Tank no more. We don't want to see that.
Yeah, let's don't talk Tank up on that because that fight might mess around and get made.
Right? Yeah, Tank that.
I don't disagree with any of you guys on the panel about it, but this one, when this got announced, it's always been tough for me. And when I say it like that, just again, there's just so much information I don't know. And then, of course, Julius, you mentioned the commissioning, and then supposedly experts who would allow such a thing. SHIT happens, man, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, that aside real fast, I like Abner on the telecast. I like him a lot, man. I enjoy his analysis. I enjoy his voice. I enjoy all those guys. There's not many guys I don't like on the telecast. Perhaps I'm just too biased on that. And then I have not seen how messy his eyes are. I have not seen that. However, I've had people on the inside. I have friends, boxing friends who know him and who are around him in recent weeks and recent months this year, and they said it like you, Julius. It's bad. It's.
Is that why he always wearing sunglasses inside?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
right. That's why he wears sunglasses.
Damn.
It's that bad. It's that bad.
Oh.
That's what my friend says, and I have another friend who says that. I mean, in fact, the friend I'm mentioning, he took a picture of him and all the boxers. So he's and again, so throughout the weeks, and then of course when this was announced, people have just, everyone's in upheaval about it. I just don't want to conform to that. So, or maybe it's a little bit of that. I just don't know yet. I still don't know what to say about it. However, like you guys, I'm concerned with his health too. But at the same time, I mean, if they approved it, those experts approved it, I hope the bad and ugly aside, meaning, someone pulled some strings, I hope that's not involved. But if they approved it, gentlemen, it is what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like, again, I'm not disagreeing with any of you guys. And I'm not trying to at all. I'm here. I am again, kind of with Demetrius Andrade swag. I'm just in the middle of it, man. I don't know really what to say on it. But let me ask y'all this. I mean, have y'all heard from him, like, why he's coming back? Because everyone says that cliche thing, like he's, it's the last big money or this, that, and the other. He lives right here in Southern California with me. He was right here in Los Alamitos, Long Beach. That's why I say that. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. But also too, he's been getting. I mean, man, he's handsomely paid right there. He's with Brian Custer. He's with Rollo and Bernstein. Believe me, he's handsomely paid. Whether it was $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, he's probably up there in the six figures, maybe $100K. Like, I mean,
well, I will say this, Mares, and I'm gonna go what he said. He said that he has been, he's got clearance from doctors and the California State Athletic Commission. This is from him. This is a quote from Abner Mares. I've seen my doctor at least once or twice a month. Everything is good. That's exactly his words. He said, Abner, you have the same risk as any other human being and any other fighter stepping into that ring to get a detached retina. That's what he says. And I'll say this. He's talking about fighting at 130 and 35. We know that his greatest success happened at 118 and 122 and a little bit of success at 26. So everything that Abner says would be okay, but I would feel better if he gonna fight Cool Boy Steph and them guys.
Nah. See, now you're trying to get him hurt. Now y'all trying. So, okay, let me piggyback off real fast.
Let me finish. Why would you want to go up and fight the Tank Davis and Frank Martins of the world? He talking about 35.
Nah. Again, okay, I'm gonna speak for him. Go ahead. No. He's
said now.
I understand. No, and he said those names though, like high profile names.
He said he want to fight at 35.
Right. Okay, I heard you right. I heard you correct. But no. But
what are the names at 35 in the PBC side?
I understand. But he's
okay.
geez, man. Okay, I'm speaking for him now. I hate doing this, but I don't see him fighting. I don't see him fighting too much smoke.
Okay.
Let alone a Javante Tank Davis,
Yeah, he's
a
not gonna
Cool
fight
Boy
no little
Steph.
dude.
No, yeah, I see him fighting the likes of
Santa
like
Cruz
someone like
again?
not even Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz too big, man. And when I say too big, just I mean maybe, for just the outfit of Maycano versus Maycano and some money, like a money grab, but I don't see him, excuse me, fighting real smoke that could seriously get him hurt. Why do I say that? Because I don't see him coming back for longevity. I just see him coming back for the fighting spirit, and that's what I want to say recently in my whole little tiring soliloquy there. Just I think he's just fighting for his fighting pride, man, and it's one of those things where he can't turn it off. Pretty normal for a combat fighter, prize fighter. So I don't see him fighting too much smoke, and then maybe, or if I could be wrong, right? So if I am, then I'll switch back my my take there and be like, all right, dog, don't be fighting at all because you
hold
will
on.
get hurt.
You said that Abner is fighting for that pride and he don't want to give it up. Let Abner get a one-punch knockout. Man, he'll be calling every champion at 130 and 35.
Nah, he's smarter than that. You want to know? I know he's smarter than that because guess what? Well, no, because he's been calling the fights for the better part of 2.5, 3 years, 4 years. He's been calling fights ever since. When Paulie get fired? He's been nah. I guess you could say that. No, I guess you could say that, but
yeah, because on the outside they see all the mistakes fighters are making,
Well,
and they be like, "Oh,
but he would only." Okay, I'm speaking for him again.
Serve himself up. Who are we to deny him? Go ahead and sacrifice yourself. Right? Like who are we?
But again, I think he would do that against subpar talent. I don't think he would. I mean, I don't mind him calling out big names or going for big names, but I don't think he would. I don't think he would A, get that, and then B, that's when the advice comes in, is where someone comes, hey man, are you sure you want to do that? And then you start listing the pros and cons, and then we make a better educated guess to deliver to the people. I really don't think, and then not only that, 130 is not strong. I can almost say the same thing about 135. It's at least the top heavy big names. It's not as strong right there. So that's that. So there is a lot of sub guys he could make some money on. But I see him also. I mean, I don't know, man. Who's to say that someone from the PBC asked him to come out and do this? And then of course he's a fighter. He's gonna say, hell yeah, I'm down.
That's
just throwing that out there. I don't know if that's true.
Hey, let me ask this question real fast. Jared Anderson, Big Baby, is coming back on Friday night. He's gonna fight a Serbian or Russian guy, Mijan Rakovan, something like that. Keyshawn Davis' brother, Kelvin, is coming back in a 6-round fight. And the main event is Pedraza and Richard Comey. And I don't want to see that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
That's kind of weak.
Every
time I think about it, that's weak.
I mean, that's almost like they keep recycling the same Pepsi bottle. Like, bro, throw it away. Let it go.
What else are the leftovers supposed to do aside from fight each other? That's all.
Yeah, I know.
Richard Comey sucks.
Well,
Richard Comey sucks.
Don't tell ESPN that, man.
Like,
every time you look,
but seriously, like,
top 10
who is he?
Like,
who is he?
Lord.
Who is that guy?
He's a dude that
the guy that loses
beat up.
to everybody.
Yeah,
that's the guy that
Robert Easton.
Robert Easton beat up. Then
T.O. knocked out in 2 rounds. Yeah, man.
Right. Like, man, I have seen that guy has fought
so
on TV more than anybody the last 2 years. He's been on TV all the time. But look, guys, we're gonna get about ready to wrap this one up. I'm gonna give everybody their last say. If you want to bring up a different subject to end your night, go ahead. I'm gonna start with you, Cozy.
Yeah, so Again, I appreciate you for having me on the panel.
Anytime, brother.
I appreciate that. Yeah, just last thoughts. Boo Boo, man, you kind of got to get a direction for your career because, like Julius was saying, you're 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's on you. Secondly, to Wilder, hopefully Wilder comes back healthy and good and in good spirits, so that way he can have a good fight. I know we didn't touch on this again, but I will reiterate it. Usyk, I think he's biting off more than he can chew with Fury, and I think Fury will really big man him and show him that you can't pity pat punch your way through 12 rounds against him like you could do AJ. And yeah, Jamal Charlo, hopefully again, same thing to Wilder, hopefully good spirits, you know what I'm saying, and all that. So yeah, but I appreciate you for having me on, Julius.
Hey, anytime, Cozy. Appreciate you coming on too, man. D Hive, give me your last thought of the night.
I think that Demetrius Andrade needs to establish a good relationship with Christ and start praying. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully he can fix
I
that.
agree with that.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As far as Jamal
We all
Charlo is
do.
concerned, I agree with Steph that Triple G is going to keep the belt, is not going to vacate. That's why I'm praying to God that Canelo tears him all the way out of the frame to where he's just finished boxing. I want him to beat Triple G down until he stops moving to where it makes no sense to continue fighting anymore because there's nothing left. So that's that. Yeah, AJ, I don't really care what you do unless you're sacrificing yourself to Wilder. After the Ruiz fight, I kind of really didn't have a lot of faith in you to beat Usyk, and now I see why. Like I knew he was gonna beat Pulev and Andy Ruiz in the rematch, but yeah, no, I didn't pick you for a reason. Not to mention after the first Usyk fight, not to mention after the first Usyk fight, you start talking all that fake gangster shit, and I kind of threw you in the trash.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
We did bring up Larry Hoover and them guys.
yeah, I was like, bro, shut up. Like I didn't care about none of that. But no,
the big Meaches and Larry Hoover's, bro.
yeah, that was garbage. I knew he was crazy, but
You just
no,
heard it on a rap song.
Yeah.
Nah, that's pretty much it. You know, Devin Haney gonna smoke Cambosis and Jared.
Yeah.
Jared.
That's what you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah, Jared Anderson. Good luck to him, and you know, thank you for having me on as usual, Julius.
Oh, you know it. D Hive, you my man. All right, go ahead, Steph.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Jared Anderson, and the reason I'll tell you, gentlemen, why. I've never been too crazy about him, but I saw something on the timeline a little bit earlier that I was like, "Ooh, man, that was a nice 1-2-3." So I do want to see that, and then I'm just licking my chops because you know that Hrgovic guy fighting Zhang. I definitely want to see Big Baby and Hrgovic go, and I think Big Baby would muff him up. I think.
Hrgovic, hold on.
Yeah,
That's the bully.
That's the Serbian. That's the Serbian.
He's the super avoided guy at heavyweight, according to people who can't even like drive or drink alcohol.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, I think Big Baby would, man. From what I saw from him, and by the way, that Asian guy is really, really old, and he was getting pieced up by a really, really old guy. I don't even think that guy was 40. I think he was like really, really old, probably 5, 6, 10 years older than that. But so I want to see Big Baby in that. So I'm gonna be watching him fight carefully. And then you brought up that main event. Yeah, man. Like, come on, man, stop, please. Like, I don't even know why we're talking about that, but that's bad. You know, don't really care about AJ's meltdown. I mean, I get it. That guy was he's having a hissy fit and he was emotional because he wanted to win and he lost. And no one likes to lose. And like I said yesterday, Julius, I said, you know, for the record, AJ gets hated on for taking the high road. So that's really his first time coming out and being negative. And before even that, like D-Hive is saying, you know, he's got a lot of just kind of cryptic stuff he's talking about, mentioning rap songs, rap lyrics, things like that. So he's kind of messed up. But we know he's human because he's reading, you know, things that we say online about him. So a little bit of that. And then for the Usyk Tyson, man, I mean, you know, we shall see, man. I don't believe anything what Tyson says. I really don't. And I mean, when he came on to that little video, he's always trolling, and then B, he was drunk. Could you guys hear in his voice? The guy was drinking and screaming and all that stuff. Like,
Well, you know, his cousin got murdered a couple nights ago. He
whose
got
cousin?
stabbed to death. I'm talking about Tyson Fury.
Oh wow, I think I
Tyson
heard someone
Yeah,
say
his
that.
cousin
Well,
got stabbed to death and a couple days
well,
ago. And then someone sent out a tweet about Tyson Fury leaving, and it's just been crazy. But go ahead.
well, I don't wish that upon anyone, and I definitely don't wish upon you guys on this panel. So
Oh, no.
God,
Thank you.
God be with him, and Lord, please give Tyson peace of mind so he can continue to move forward. And then, but that aside, he's such a clown, and he plays games, and he's a known cheater, and he's a known this, he's a known that I'm just willing to see, I would just rather see when it gets here, you know. And I haven't really picked a winner in that fight, but hey, man, Usyk called him out. Why? Because he's got the green belt that Usyk wants to become undisputed. So, yeah, we shall see. We shall see. And then, of course, Julius, it's good to see you, sir. D-Hive,
You too,
Cozy.
You too, man.
You guys enjoy the rest, man. Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah.
Who else is fighting this week? Is it just that card, ESPN?
Yes, the ESPN card this week, and then we got the PBC pay-per-view the week after. Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like Keyshawn Davis, man. I just want to see him more, but I am afraid that they may move him how they kind of move everyone else. Just put bad talent in front of them, so you don't really get to know if he's really the goods. But I mean, I can see his natural ability. I just don't worry about what Steph thinks, but I just need to see more, man, because you know, I'm not ready to just crown him like that. Not crown him. There's no way. I don't think he could beat any of the top guys right now. I don't think he could beat Devin Haney. I don't think he could beat Tank.
Who we talking about?
Talking about Keyshawn. I think he could beat Teofimo because Teofimo just is a mess.
Abdullah Mason beat his ass right now.
Who's that?
I said Abdullah Mason will beat his ass right now. Bet.
Keyshawn?
Yeah. Abdullah Mason.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know about that one.
Well, the reason why I say that is because, like, I don't like guys who fight with their hands down, man, and do all that showboating crap. Like that's how you see. That's how Chris Colbert, the way he did in his last matchup.
Chris Colbert can't punch.
No. But what I mean is messing around. You don't mess around in fights, man. You don't mess around in fights, and I put more emphasis on that because he's a top talent. We all know that. So,
you can mess around when you facing top ranked talent, man. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you see, they moving him like that, and you know he getting built up like that, and man, I got some friends, you know, like the Blue Buds, you know, who are really close with Keyshawn, and they're very, very high on him, and he dismissed the Rayo Venezuela fight. I, of course, being a fight fan, would love to see that because that would. If you ask me, they're right about the same level of talent, right about the same level on charisma and what they're doing in their young careers. Venezuela a little bit better just because he's on a better network, and he's going to get like a plethora of different guys to go against. And it's already looking like he's got some pool, you know, not exactly pulling in who he gets to fight, but he's got a little pool there. I think with Keyshawn, they're just going to give him just trash, man. Just going to give him trash. So, but what I'm saying, the reason I brought that up is because like he totally dismissed that. And man, hey man, I'm not the biggest Venezuela guy, but like that's a good fight. That's a real, and I think Showtime would have let Venezuela go over there. I really think they'd let him go over there. But that's enough for me.
Keyshawn say in an interview that he'd run right through Frank Martin. I was like, I don't know about that, man.
No. He would not run through him, but that's a good matchup. But I'll say this: I like what I've seen more. I like what I've seen from Frank more than I've seen from him. I've just seen this guy just throw power punches and kind of he kind of fights like a stiff heavyweight.
He fights
Like,
like a better Tiafimo, honestly, to me, the way they fight.
yeah, like they fight like upward, and they're just like throwing hands like a sock 'em. Frank Martin getting low and feinting and moving and jabbing and really sitting on some of his power punches, man. You're gonna have to watch out. So, but no, he would not run through Frank Martin. That's he's just talking. If I could speak for you, Keyshawn, nah, dog, you ain't gonna run through him like that. You might run through them Hispanic boys, but you ain't gonna. You ain't gonna run through my boy.
You wouldn't
Frank
even
like
run
that.
through El Rayo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
Hey.
so, but he totally dismissed that guy.
Let me say this. Keyshawn got next for Norfolk. He's not Pernell Whitaker, okay? He's not Sweet Pea Whitaker. But to me, Keyshawn Davis potentially is better than all those guys. I said potentially because just because a guy progresses, you don't know if they're going to progress and reach their full potential. But talent-wise, he does fight in that upward style where he seems stiff and more muscular. But Keyshawn, even at this early stage, you can tell he's going to be good because he's not out there just throwing anything. He thinks his way through. And he look a little mechanical right now because he's progressing. He's progressing. And he's learning how to
who's his trainer?
Place. Right. And the talent that he's fighting in front of makes him be able to do those things, to practice on those things. But once he get it all together, he's gonna be more fluid. And yeah, he will beat El Rayo. I like El Rayo. El Rayo is a very confident guy too. You know what I'm saying? He talks very confident, and he should, because he can fight. But it's gonna be interesting, man. And let me say this: Devin Haney, I think, gonna move up real soon. I think we're gonna get a chance to see this. The only problem that I have with Keyshawn is I don't like the fact that he said he'll never fight Shakur.
Shakur said that. No, Shakur said that.
They both said.
Yeah, they both said it. Shakur said they need 150 million each or something.
I hear all of that, but let me say this, man. Mayweather and Zab Judah relationship went back to they was 11, 12 years old. Their relationship went back even further when they was in the same training camp with Pernell Whitaker and was getting work with him as teenagers. And they was real close. Bro, they fought. Maurice Blocker and Simon Brown spent the night at each other's house.
Simon Brown, baby.
As kids.
Simon Brown.
And guess what they did? They fought. So you actually, and in the words of Mike Tyson, you can help your fellow brother out by fighting him. You help them more if you give them a fight than not. And outside of fighting your mama, your daddy, or your twin brother or sister, why would you have an issue with hitting somebody in the head? Because point blank, once y'all get in the ring, it'll be awkward until the first person land a big shot. And then it's going to be like fighting somebody else. And then after the fight, you'll cry.
I'm going to sound crazy.
This is the difference in today's fighting and yesterday fighting. Yesterday, I have seen guys like Larry Holmes beat up their mentor, cry after beating him up. But he beat him up. He beat up Muhammad Ali, then he went in the locker room and cried. Roy Jones, when he beat Vinny Pazienza, didn't want to hit him no more. He went on and knocked him out, and then he hugged him profusely afterwards. That's what Terry Norris did that with Sugar Ray Leonard. He cried after beating him.
That's what you do when you care about somebody. You don't prolong the beating. You get one
you
good punch and you put them out.
If these guys love each other, they'll fight each other to help each other family. Eventually, it comes to that. Like you say, oh, my God, I don't want to fight Shakur. I don't want to fight Keyshawn. But we done beat everybody else. You do it.
But you know what, though? Side note, you see, Keyshawn's style, and I'm going to piggyback off you, Julius, to wherever he's going to get to as he progresses, that style might be the style to beat Shakur.
And that might
because,
be
because the flaws
Yeah.
I see in Shakur are exactly the strengths of Keyshawn on how he could capitalize off that. So
but, hey,
Yeah.
and you know something?
that's
Sometimes-
it's a fight by fight basis with me, man.
Yeah, but
Current.
sometimes in a friendship with men, it don't always be the type of love that you think. Like one may be the greatest friend in the world to this one person, and the other guy be like, well, yeah, he cool, that's my man, but he all right. You see what I'm saying? So Shakur could be looking at that like, I don't know if I want to go against that style. This a young boy just like me, and he confident. Like I say this all the time. Black Americans don't want to fight Black Americans. They put Black Americans on the no-fight list just like Hispanic fighters do. Watch the way that some of them progress. They don't fight
remember
Black
that.
fighters leading up to it too.
Tank don't seem to want none.
Yeah.
So
Let me tell-
that's something for everybody that I can leave everybody with. Black folks
Just
don't
keep
want
in
to fight
mind-
Black folks either.
Terrence Crawford
You know
don't
what
seem
I'm
to
saying?
want none.
real quick,
Yeah, go ahead.
Just keep in mind, as far as we talking about progress with Keyshawn Davis, remember who his trainer is. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That guy sucks. That guy absolutely sucks. That guy.
Oh,
Who's-
man.
who's his trainer?
Look, Cozy.
Oh, shit, is it
I'm
Bomac?
Look, Cozy,
Nah, he
I've been out
sucks.
here 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm trying not to go to 5 hours. And
He
you got
sucks.
to bring up somebody that's going to have me talking for 2 hours
Oh,
long.
you talking about Big Mac? Oh, hell no.
I'm
Yeah.
just
sucks,
saying,
man.
we're talking about all
That
this
guy sucks.
progress. I'm just telling
Yeah.
you, man.
And you know what?
See them
That's
start to
why.
stagnate a little bit. Just remember.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
I-
hating, because like that. He just, I don't know, man. What I'm saying about, now I'm talking about in the ring too.
Yeah.
His style is to just tell them to go out there and swing. Like,
Just box him, man. You gotta box him. See, what you gotta do is you gotta box him. You gotta box him, man. Just box that dude, man. Just box him.
Hey, Steph.
The hell is that?
Just this news right here is just for Steph. Steph, we might get an announcement soon, man.
Yeah, Terrence Crawford.
stop. I was in a Twitter space yesterday, man. Dog, you should have heard the confidence these gentlemen were talking. And like, they almost had me too, right? And I think they were messing with me because like
Well,
I
Terrence
haven't
Crawford
talked to
started
them in a
camp.
while.
Terrence
Yeah.
Crawford started fight camp.
There you go.
What do you mean?
He said he's starting camp. Like he's starting fight preparation camp. That's what he said.
What am I supposed to say? Like,
Steph is
He
out
said
with
he
this.
said he in camp. Who else could he possibly be preparing for?
oh, so he waited to the 12th hour, exactly 12 weeks to the dot to get his butt in the gym. Man, this just don't make no.
Hey, look, man. Hey, look.
Wait, well, one more.
Go ahead,
So I'll
go
tell that
ahead.
story, and then I'm gonna let
Go
you go,
ahead,
and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out. I'm gonna cap it real
Go
fast.
ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing.
So when I got in there, they're like, oh man, you get your ticket yet? Get your ticket yet? And I was listening, and I'm like, what are they talking about? And they were like, I'm gonna get my Spence Crawford ticket. And I was like, wait a minute, it's been announced? Like they're fighting? And they're like, yeah, you don't know? And I was like, really? So I immediately paused everything. I go and look, man. I'm getting the same old like Bleacher Report stories, and I come back and I'm like, man, they haven't even announced it. Like, what are y'all talking about? They're like, oh well, and I go, I don't know. And then my question is always the same. I'm just like, gentlemen, what is that based on? Like, where are y'all getting this from? I know for a fact, because I trust somebody, that the dude has not signed on to this. He is yet to sign on to this. I also know that he just wants to fight Errol one time, like how Errol wants to fight him one time. It just comes back to the original problem. This guy wants the World Bank for it. And I'm okay with that. But the people who are gonna sign your check is not down for that. And I trust them over you, dog. Like, I'm not disrespecting you, I'm just saying, like, they're the ones who are gonna give you the money. And you know, man, it's
In one fight, that's trash. If I'm out Heyman, I'm milking them niggas too.
well,
That's it.
okay. Okay. Well, see, now you got me. But the problem is, and look, man, like I'm just explaining to you guys like the math equation. I'm not necessarily on anyone's side or picking against anyone. Or not
Bud
saying that
is not coming from a realistic place of business. Let's just be real,
What-
man. Just come
he's
on.
not.
That's all it is.
And the thing is, look, man, the business is like, that's fine, man, but we're not going to risk all of our assets for you. What do I mean? Money and the belts. The belts have been with PBC for the better part of 20 years now. And let's just say if Bud wins, they lose out on that. And they lose their cash cow in Errol Spence. You know, Steven's going to have to go back to his bosses and convince them to give him another bag for whatever else to convince them that, hey, I still got this guy, still the goods. That's kind of what we're talking about when we're talking about the risk and rewards in this situation. Because at the end of the day, Terrence Crawford don't give a F what you and I and what Julius say.
Right.
He doesn't care. He wants his money, and he thinks he's worth this amount of money, and yada, yada, yada. However, as I keep saying to you, gentlemen, okay, Showtime's like, all right, well, we're going to look at the data. We're going to look at your numbers. Okay, that's not good enough. Here you go. This is what we would give you. And all of a sudden, he's back in training camp. So,
Steph, go on and buy your plane ticket, man. And or
Man.
you're gonna drive back home that night.
Well, I'm only 4 hours out of Vegas, but I've always planned to just watch it at home. I really have. I want to be right here at home. I think I might do a fight party when and if that does happen. But like I told you, gentlemen, we're not getting that. We're not getting that. It's and I'll say it. I'll really shut up now because Terrence don't want to fight him, man. He never did. He never did.
Look.
He only started mentioning Errol's name when we, the fans, put that on him. Other than that, he always wanted Pac-Man and he always wanted Keith Thurman, and he ducked Keith Thurman recently this year.
Well, look, guys, let me say this.
Go ahead, yeah.
Let me say this. Disclaimer or forward watching. Tomorrow, I am doing an interview with DC Kurt Bone. DC street legend, but he got a lot of other things going on. Steph, thank you for coming on too, brother. Thank you. I'm gonna be doing that interview tomorrow. We ain't gonna do much street talk. I know D-Hive would love for me to get up here and talk some street talk, but I'm gonna talk the sports side of things. We might throw a little street stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? I might have to make DC Bone, Kurt Bone check in. How about it, D-Hive? What you think? I might make him check in. Cozy like that talk too, man.
Hey, yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Check in, boy.
So I'm gonna be doing that. And listen, man, I think that, you know what I'm saying, we've been talking so good up here, man. I don't know. I might have to do another show on Thursday, man. I might have to. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm with the show on Thursday.
Yeah, I might have to do another one on Thursday, man. And just to let everybody get everything out, because y'all know I let you freely talk up here, man. I ain't got no problem with that, bro. So we'll talk about some other stuff because I'm pretty sure something gonna happen between now and Thursday. But look, man, thank you, D-Hive, man. I appreciate you coming on. Thanks, Cozy. Thank Midwest, Ronnie Bravo coming on, Nika, everybody, man. Thank y'all, man, for supporting me and and my channel and stuff, man. I appreciate it, man. I be, you know what I'm saying? I just, checkmate everybody that be coming up here, man. I appreciate it because we come up here and it's all love, bro. So y'all take care, man.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right, brother.